when it's time for me, like cue me with the
That's another great question.
From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hey, I'm Gary Edelman.
Hi, this is Wayne Motz.
Hi, I'm Joey, Sir AC, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
And that's the coolest.
And that's the coolest.
Hi, this is Caroline Janey, and you are live on Addressing Gettysburg.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg Today.
Today was that.
Excuse me.
Bullshit.
Oh, wow. I ate a lot at one moment. Oh my gosh, it is a chicken!
Well, better your nose than another orifice.
She's a force.
What's wrong with that?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this late April edition of AG Today, Addressing Gettysburg Today, of course, as it's registered in the National Historic Landmarks Database or registration in the Library of Congress. We are a couple minutes late, but that's okay. That's okay, because we always go over anyway, so what the hell's the difference?
We give you more content than you even ask us for.
You know, exactly. You ask us for nothing, and we give you a ton.
We give you
and we don't even say, we give it to you for free.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine what we would do if we made you pay.
I'd never leave.
No, because we're getting paid, right?
Yeah.
We make a ton of money. Pay them, charge them by the minute.
There you go.
Right?
I like this plan.
Like one of those old 900 numbers.
Oh, God.
Remember those?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. There's usually guys that look like me just making a girl's voice on the other end, I think. Mm-hmm. Hi, this is Charlene. It was my first job out of college.
Oh, well. Doesn't surprise me.
Anyway, how have you been, Bethany? It's been a week.
Good.
Yeah.
It's been a week, so much so that the girls at work had to get me an emotional support water bottle.
What is with those things?
I don't know. They love them, so they got me one.
But everybody, why? What's the obsession with them?
They have handles?
No. I just mean the absurdly large thermoses and cups and things like that.
The girls got it for me at work because I needed emotional support. So this is my emotional support water bottle. And my last one, remember, broke.
Yes, you broke the
Peeing.
handle. Oh, it was. That's right. It had a hole in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out literally where a sticker was that had a little.
It had you had a sticker with a dragon, and the hole was
exactly
near
where his
crotchal,
was.
Yeah, crotchal region. Yeah,
and it looked like
it would leak. Yeah,
the best part was poor Priscilla that I work with. She's talking to me, and she's like, I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, something's hitting me, and it was my water bottle spraying on her.
Yeah, because it was like it wasn't dribbling out. It was like under pressure.
There,
yeah. Well, anyway.
So I needed a new water bottle. But I need stickers. So I thought what I would do is I'd come here and I'd show you my emotional support water bottle. Mm-hmm. And then I'd go over here like this. And I'd get some AG stickers.
To
put on my water bottle.
Court got some of those the other day for his laptop and automobile. How are you doing, Court?
Doing well. How are you, Matt?
Oh, just doing fine. It was a gorgeous day today.
Look at this crowd we got back.
And we've got quite a crowd in the back there. I see Kevin Tracy. I see, Debbie arrived. Hello, Debbie. I see Debbie. I see our guests, Melissa and Dana, the great Six Questions Lance, and my darling dear Cynthia. And hello, how are you, Cindy? And there you go. And Courtney, of course, in the back. Okay. So yesterday was also really nice, and Court and I went out on the battlefield and just shot random, what we were just calling B-roll for future use for something.
And we put the windows down and played Islands in the Stream.
We did.
Did you?
Yeah.
We did. We were, for some reason, on the, we met here, and I don't know, Court somehow put that in my head, that song.
It was like a reference.
Yeah, that's right. It was a reference. And we decided at that point, let's listen to, because I got in the car and I'm like, you do something to me that I can't explain. And I go,
you were singing this to Court?
I'm just singing it like as I'm sitting in, and then I go, damn it, Court. And he goes, well, you're just going to have to put it on. And so I'm like, okay. So we put it on and we're driving through town.
Exactly how he talks.
I know.
I love you, Court, but you do. You're, yeah, man, wow.
I guess that means you're just going to have to put it on. And so
we had a song on earlier. What was it, Matt?
Well, it was Pretending by Eric Clapton. Yeah. Anyway, we're driving through town, and we've got Islands in the Street, and our windows are down.
Yeah.
And we're driving through, like, Washington Street and, like, that area there, and people are looking at us like, what is wrong with you?
I can tell you what they were thinking.
I know what they were thinking.
But nobody.
So I'm getting this
tried
one.
To shoot us or anything.
I'm getting this one.
Yes. It's not going to focus when you put it closer.
And I'm getting this one.
Don't call me Lawrence.
I didn't know you had those.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did. That was, I think it's probably the last one that you have there.
No, there's more.
Oh, there are.
Some amazing person who will remain nameless organized them.
John Mellencamp.
John Mellencamp
so
organized.
that I know exactly what's in there. I wonder who did that.
I just told you.
I don't know. It was probably John Mellencamp.
Mm-hmm.
He's known to sneak into people's offices and organize their sticker boxes.
Big supporter of the podcast.
Loves the podcast. Did you know that? Did I ever tell you that? I got a letter from John Mellencamp once.
I'm sure you did.
I did. Mm-hmm. And he's gone back to just Johnny Cougar. Yeah.
I can't.
That's how he signed it. Either that or Johnny Cougar from the past made a time machine, but that's just too complicated. All right, Bethany is putting is that a Stanley Cup?
I don't know.
No.
Is it BPA free?
Is it BPA free? That's what I want to know. It better be. Is it metal inside? Ashland,
Kentucky.
It is a stainless steel.
Okay,
insulated
that's fine.
tumbler.
Okay, it's insulated. That's fine as long as there's steel inside. All right, let's see what it looks like.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Oh, look at that. You don't call me Lawrence.
Don't call me Lawrence. Okay, hold on. We got to do the other one.
Now, so Court and I recorded bumpers, and we live streamed it to the patrons.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun, and
I ate almost an entire pizza.
So that's what I'm going to have to go through some of that video from yesterday, because there was a point where we finished recording. So we get lunch after going and shooting video, and Court, I'm like, he goes, I take it you've got a hankering for Gettysburg Baking Company. And I said, yeah, why? He's like, well, I'm kind of thinking of Tommy's Pizza. And I'm like, I said, okay, well, I'll stop and get a sandwich at Gettysburg Baking Company, and then you call and order pizza, and then, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And so I couldn't find a place to park near. It was
Woman
packed.
stole it.
A woman
out from under.
Yeah, this woman
Stole
stole a parking spot. Yeah.
Add that to the list.
Well, all right. We'll just,
Okay.
but all right. So she steals the park, and I go, forget it. Let's just get Tommy's. I'll get wings, because I like their wings.
Yeah.
So we order from Tommy, right? So we wait. He goes and gets it, comes back. We eat. Now he eats an entire Meat Lover's pizza.
Oh my God.
Oh, though, just reminds me. He did give me 2 pieces.
Yeah.
But basically an
So
entire.
not an entire one.
Well, no, but the way Tommy's cuts it, that's 14 slices. Okay, he had.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because
Dang.
they cut smaller slices. But it's still,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, now, so I don't know how much longer. So now we have to start writing the bumpers that we want to record, right? And as we're writing in the background, he's sitting back by the window and I'm sitting at the desk. No, I hear.
Oh.
And then eventually,
the same problem I do.
It got so bad that by the end of the day, this starts around 1. By the end of the day, it's like this. Everyone was followed by an
They start to hurt after a while.
They do.
My lung was imploding.
Yeah, and it doesn't even come from the lungs. That's the funny part.
Yeah, it comes from.
It's just your stomach was sucking your other organs into it.
My
unfortunate.
diagram was hurting.
Your diagram was hurting.
I have a similar issue with
reflux.
At church. When it's silent during communion, and then all of a sudden you'll hear me every time.
Yeah, that's funny.
Pretty sure that's a warning sign of
going to hell.
No, stuff like The Exorcist.
I mean, I'm not going to hell. Is that him really laughing right now? Oh no,
I got him.
Wait, no, that's you on the board.
We got dueling lenses. Oh God. All right, so now the other thing you were saying is the tourists are back in town and you've almost run a few over.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They jump out in front of your car.
They have no concept of crosswalks. It's like they suddenly are like, wait a second. In my hometown, there is such a thing as a crosswalk. Surely in Gettysburg, it is such an old town that they wouldn't have such newfangled things.
I think their thinking is, wait a second, in my town, I'll use the crosswalk, but I'm on vacation. So all of this is my playground. There is no such thing as private property. There are no rules on the road. I'm just going to go because I've always wanted to come here. I think that's what it is.
So that's how we know that it's going to be busy that week.
Which week?
Like, depending on when in the week you start to hit people is how busy the weekend's going to be. So if it's like a Thursday, it'll be If it's Tuesday, you better batten down the hatches, calling every volunteer.
Yeah, actually, yesterday we were out on the battlefield and it was, we couldn't get a clean shot without a bus or a whole bunch of cars driving through it. And
it was like 2 seconds of great.
Yeah.
And then here comes a tour bus.
It's like all this time
by the way,
getting the angle right and everything. I'm like, all right, this is great. Now I'm going to hit record. I hit record and then this bus goes right through the frame.
Yeah.
If I was doing a video about tourism, I have all the footage I need.
Yeah, there are 10 buses between 8 and 11.
Yeah,
on
I think we shot all of them.
No, I mean on
Video
this coming Saturday.
Oh.
I'm trying to tell you for your video.
I had to clarify video. Yeah, no, so what experiences have you had? They just run out in front of your car?
They run out in front. You can't go into a restaurant animiore. We've officially lost all of the restaurants.
Right.
So now we're going into Hanover.
That's right. Hanover, Fairfield, Emmitsburg. Frederick is great. Where else? Tawnytown. Tawnytown's got a great Mexican restaurant.
Do you know what they're doing now?
No.
That I've never seen before in my entire life?
What?
They're dropping buses off at Giant and letting them get their food from there.
Who's they?
Different tour groups. I showed up at Giant the other day.
Is that because
there were
the
3
restaurants
tour
are packed?
buses unloading. Restaurants are packed. They have no idea what else to do with them. So they're dropping them off at Giant and I don't know if they're doing like the salad bar or, they have that little Asian restaurant thing.
Yeah, there's Chinese food, salad bar, there's other sandwiches and stuff.
But they're just running up and down the aisles and throwing toilet paper over the aisles. And I'm like, I just need milk. Can you please go away?
Yeah.
They should visit a nice buffet.
They should.
I happen
They should
to know
go to the
one.
buffet at the Barn Resort. Actually, they do go to the buffet at the they're going there too.
There were a ton there when we were there the other day. I took Ezra and Mark. Mark had never been there.
I can't even tell which is him and which is not. Okay, go ahead. You keep talking.
The barn resort.
Yeah.
I took Mark there for the first time the other day. He had never been there.
And did he behave himself?
He did very well.
Okay. Mark's her husband, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know this. Talking like it's taking a child there for the first time.
Pretty much is. There was it's a buffet, so he had the salad and then like 2 things off the hot bar and then ice cream. Because that's all he eats. And then Ezra
what 2 things did he have off the hot bar?
The fries and the chicken nuggets.
Oh, that's funny.
And that. I can't even handle you right now. And we played in the arcade.
Okay.
And I whooped Mark's butt on the air hockey.
Air hockey's fun.
Love air hockey.
Yeah,
I will
used to
kick
love
anybody's butt any day.
You're on. We will have an air hockey tournament.
Hockey tournament
between you and me and see who gets to the finals. Okay. What was the other thing here? Okay. Really good stuff here. One thing quickly. On last week's show, a commenter commented and said, I should have had it pulled up, but it was something like, geez, Matt, if I were Bethany, or no. Geez, Matt, I don't understand how Bethany doesn't slap you from interrupting her all the time. I understand you're trying to have fun, but there's too much is too much or something like that. Right. So I just wrote back, sorry, this isn't your cup of tea. I can't please everybody. But this time when you guys do the news, Courtney and I will sit on our hands and not say a word. Right, Court?
I don't believe that at all.
We're going to do that. And then we're going to let the audience decide which is more entertaining, my way or that commenter's way. That's what we'll do. Okay?
Oh my God.
It'll be fun. So you guys get ready because the show will be yours in the third segment. Okay? All right. And then the other thing is that we had the first of 3 anniversary show recordings out at the seminary on Saturday. Okay. And let me tell you, I was a little bummed because of prior to it, because of all 3 of them, that had the smallest audience, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, but it's like, you can't compete with Jesus, So people were like, Debbie was up in Michigan for Easter. Other people did Easter things and all that. Now the other 2 were sold out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so it's not, it's Jesus. I can't, you can't argue with the big JC, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. But then I thought, well, actually, this is, if you will, Jesus at work in my favor, because he says, I'm going to give you half the audience that you're going to have, because it's going to be easier for you to have a smaller group because you're trying something new.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you fall flat on your face, only 10 people will see it as opposed to 20. And I was like,
true story.
Good thinking, Jesus.
And sometimes smaller audiences are the best ones you have.
Well, they are. And for what we're doing, that's why I capped it at 20. Like, we could have gotten more, but I capped it at 20 because it would have, first of all, I don't know how we're going to get all these people. I don't even know how we're going to get 20 people in the space that we were in last week, only because I have to consider cameras now. And so you need room for the cameras and the lights and, and so it's going to be tricky. We've got a couple of ideas up our sleeves. I was talking to Rob anyway. But anyway, it went really well.
Yeah.
Afterwards, there was no show. It was a discussion. And afterwards, I said to the audience, so what did you think? Like, was this good? Was this bad and everything? They loved it.
Yeah.
6 Questions was there. What'd you think, 6 Questions?
It was great.
Did you really? You're not just saying that because I was crying earlier?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I need to,
I knew it.
you up a little.
I knew it. Okay. But no, really, what did you think of it?
It was great. I think it was like sitting around with a bunch of friends and just talking about a subject. And I think the experts were fantastic. Cody and Jim were phenomenal in interacting with the crowd. And everybody was just fantastic. They came from different depths of knowledge when it came to the Battle of Gettysburg. And that's what also made it fun, because we all came with something different to the table.
Yeah, and Cody H and Jim Pangburn were the guests and the experts, if you will. And I kind of just tried to moderate things and everything. And I was really nervous about it in the beginning because I was like, I don't know what to ask these people to get them talking. Like, I was afraid people would clam up. And I bumped into Mike while I was at the urinal. And, well, I didn't physically bump into him while I was at the urinal. I was at the urinal and he came in as I was finishing up. And I said, hey, Mike, you know, I'm kind of relying on you here to be my shill in the audience and get people talking with me, help me get people talking. But really, he didn't really need to do much work. Everybody was very eager to talk, right, Mike?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone did. I think everyone contributed something.
2 people didn't.
2 didn't?
2 didn't, yeah.
Oh, in the back?
In the back. One guy in the back and one some
people are else. Just introverted and they just like to listen.
And sometimes
they'll never be welcome back.
Hey, that's not nice. That's not nice.
That's not true at all.
I'm coming to the one on what, May 3rd or whatever?
Yes, May 3rd. I don't know why that was funny, but Mike thought it was funny that you're picking May 3rd, I guess. I don't know. That was strange. That was strange. But anyway, we had a lot of fun with that. And so now I'm looking forward to the next one. So the next one is on Saturday, and that is in the evening. We have the Get Out of the Car tour in the morning.
Yes.
And I don't know. What's the weather supposed to be? I keep hearing...
Rainy until about 8 a.m. and then cloudy. And
right. So
high
so
of
probably
75.
Okay. All right. Well, that's warmer than I heard yesterday, so that's good. So the rain should stop by the time the tour comes. Okay.
I won't be at that one.
I know. You're never at them. We came to one, and you really had to make an effort.
Here's what we need to do.
You need to get another job, is what you need to do, so you're not working on Saturday.
We need to discuss, we need to get our calendars together before we plan anything.
Well, but I do them on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But
there's like multiple Saturdays. There's like 26 of them in a year.
Cindy raises a good point. Say it again, Cindy.
I said he doesn't even get my calendar together with his before he plans things.
Can we have a quick discussion here?
You have the biggest calendar of anyone I've ever met in my entire life.
We've got this calendar, which is like a giant iPad sitting in the kitchen, right? And you get the app and you got your phone and everything like that. And
it's fantastic.
And it syncs, right? It is wonderful, right?
Yeah.
Because, if
I asked about it, but it's too expensive.
Well, there's cheaper ones, aren't there?
Cindy and I have had this conversation like 4 times.
Well, all right. But anyway, so I thought, okay, we have a shared calendar. It's in the kitchen. Everybody can see what everybody's doing. Apparently not.
If you put it on,
you have to look at it.
People can see it.
I look at it on my phone.
But here's the thing that I love you with all my heart and soul. But here's the thing you are not good at. You are not good at taking the things that you write down and putting them on the calendar. You do this to me all the time.
I am not good at writing things down and remember that I wrote them down.
You'll announce on the show, the number of times I can't even count them. You'll say, we're doing trivia on May 17th. And I'm like, well, it's the first I'm hearing about it. Okay, well, let me get it on here. I love you.
Well, that's why I need people to make donations to dhpioneers.com so I can hire a staff. See how I do that?
Yeah.
You set me up. You didn't even know it. You didn't even know it.
I'm just so good at this.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I just... It's enough for me to keep my own schedule on the calendar, right? I can't go worrying about other people's schedules. I just can't do it. I could barely remember to look at the calendar to see what my schedule is.
Bethany, you can't do it.
I can't do it.
Just
Beth.
leave him alone.
Leave. Get off my back, Beth.
Yeah, just let the man live.
Let me live, Beth. Please.
Listen,
God.
I've tried to organize him. It's a lost cause.
Come on, Beth.
Bethany, come on. Bethany, come on. Come on, the camera's on you. The camera's on you right now. Come on, get it together. Jeez, come on.
Court,
hey.
I love you too.
What's wrong with that?
We've gotten to the point now I can't tell when it's real and when it's not.
I know.
We need to like make the ones on the board sound like crap.
Yeah, I got to do something to them. I have to like degenerate them or something.
Or make a tone that plays before they go off.
Beep, 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 beep.
So who knows what
For
our
people
guests...
that bad and can't care.
Who knows what our guests thought they were in for tonight? It's different than what they expected.
I'm sure they're like, why are we doing this? This is not going to help our cause. It's an uphill fight, right?
John
and then
B
I
says,
just remind them.
Never fight
detail.
uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill.
What?
John B said bathroom detail is why I watch this show.
Bathroom detail.
Yeah, because we were talking about you running into Mike at the urinal.
Yeah, okay. All right, so listen. Where are we? Here we are.
Our meme.
Gettysburg.
Oh, okay.
Jiminy Christmas.
Do you want to save it for the? Well, we could save it for the news segment
No,
if
I
you
feel
like.
like it needs to happen.
You
now.
have to do it now.
Yeah.
All right, fine. So there's a patron named.
Although we need Cindy to come in here.
Well, then why don't we wait for the news?
Because I can't stand it anymore. I'm so excited about it.
Everybody's already seen it. The same people that watch the show already saw it. They've seen it online. We're going to save it for the news.
Oh my God, I can't.
Okay.
handle it. I was so excited.
Come on.
0.0.
Hey, I found all your flash drives.
And I hate your ass face.
All right. Anyway, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with two very important people who you know.
Professionals.
And they're very professional, and they're mortified right now. So we'll be right back after these words.
If you hate commercials, there's only one way to get rid of them. You're just 450 patrons away from your reward. Join us at patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. We'll be right back.
Digital History Pioneers Foundation, we are about grassroots history on digital platforms. That means we are about podcasters, documentarians, YouTubers, and even TikTokers. All of these creators are out there trying to share their love of history with the public. They don't need ideas, they need funding, both from viewers and corporate donors. DH Pioneers' initial funding focus is on the Civil War era, with a special emphasis on the Addressing Gettysburg podcast. So be a vital part of the unique content Addressing Gettysburg has in store by donating at dhpioneers.com and help bring your love of history to the people. Digital History Pioneers is an IRS Section 501c3 approved charitable corporation that makes any donation tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and Everything Easy Company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
All right. We're back, Bethany.
Dancing for no reason.
Oh, no, there's music playing.
Yeah.
So we have our guests here, Melissa Winn and Dana Shoaf. Of course, you know from the National Museum of Civil War Medicine down there in Frederick. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing this. So now you have an event coming up.
We do.
And you want to talk about it there. Let me put that down so I could see at least Dana's eyes. There you go. So what is the event? Tell us about it.
So the National Museum of Civil War Medicine also administers the Clara Barton Missing Soldiers Office Museum in Washington, D.C. It's a really neat site, and we are partnering with Military Images magazine and Ron Coddington, the editor and publisher of that magazine, to bring a photo exhibit to the Clara Barton Missing Soldiers Office Museum of the faces of Civil War nurses.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, it's going to be 20 images of nurses. Ron actually published a book called Faces of Civil War Nurses a few years ago. So a lot of them are going to be based on that. We'll have a couple extras that were not in that book. It's going to be really exciting. They're going to be 6 foot tall, life-size images.
Life-size.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, of the nurses. And then a little vignette, their story. They're all identified. Little stories about who they were and the service that they provided.
They're going to be downstairs or upstairs?
It will be upstairs. On the first floor.
Yeah. If people haven't visited the Missing Soldiers Office, it's on 7th Street.
437 7th Street.
In D.C. And it's mostly, we have the ground floor that is set up more or less as you walk in off the street, like the visitor center, visitors entry
Reception area.
And then the main activity occurred on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
And that's where Clara Barton ran her humanitarian efforts throughout the Civil War.
Okay.
And so there's it's really cool because in brief, she leaves the Missing Soldiers Office in like 1869, I believe.
1868.
68. She stays there after the war to try to find, lost soldiers and help families find them. And over the years, it was kind of forgotten, and D.C. fire codes changed, so they just shut it off rather than worrying about trying to put fire protection in this space, basically.
After the triangle shirtwaist fire.
Yeah.
Fire, They
Okay.
changed the code.
And then the General Services Administration acquired it, along the way, this building, and they were going to tear it down. And in 1996, roughly, there was a fellow named Richard Lyons. He was a General Services employee, and he was sent into the building to make sure there were no explosives or vagrants, and it was, prepped to tear down. And he was on the 3rd floor. He thought he heard a noise out on the street, and he turned to go out to look out the window, and he thought he felt someone tap his shoulder. This is a story he told. And he turned around, and there's no one there. And he looked at the ceiling, kind of looking around, and the ceiling's ruined, the plaster's down, there's just a lath. And he sees an envelope hanging out, and he pulls it down. What's this? It says Edward Shaw and the address on it. He's like, who's Edward Shaw? And he notices this little attic entry in this room, it's very small opening, gets a ladder, kind of crawls up, starts patting his hand around, feels something metal, and he pulls it out, and it says Clara Barton Missing Soldiers Office, room 9.
3rd floor, room 9.
3rd floor, room 9.
That's so cool.
It is the coolest space.
Yeah, it is. A very
but he was going through it to make sure it was ready for demolition.
It was like the last
pending
inspections, before demolition.
So what happened to it? Did they demolish it?
No, they started this he started a covert email thing calling himself Edward Shaw. And he sent emails to various people, and eventually he got some preservationists interested.
Yeah.
And they figured out how to get a reporter down there to talk about it, and that kind of opened it up. Wow. And then once it became public, and I'm cutting a lot of details out. No one wanted it torn down, and they restored it. So we actually lease it from the GSA. Is the way it works. They still own the building.
Right.
We
administer the
It's
site.
like walking back in time.
It's a
truly
very, very neat
Yeah.
space.
That's so
the
cool.
hallway, the staircase leads up there, and you're just kind of walking into the past.
And they still have the thing in the hall. Sorry, I'm going to.
That's all right.
They have a thing in the hallway with the two.
Yeah,
for the buckets for the fire suppression system.
Yeah,
And I remember we took a tour there, and there was somebody, I don't know, one of our people, one member, and they were there, and they're like, why would they, what's this about? And I'm like, fires? And she's like, well, what would that do? I think she thought that they would jump in it or something.
Jump in the bucket.
It's like,
They're
you
scared.
throw it at the fire,
Take
like
the bucket
water.
of water and you throw it on the fire.
But the building, it was to kind of help people visualize it, it was basically boarding house rooms up there is what it was. It was a boarding house. And Shaw was boarding there. And she took it and rented a bunch of the rooms on the one side of the building. And then we think, we're estimating, hypothesizing about some of this, that she removed some walls to make one big room, which was the main workroom.
Her bedroom and opened up three of the boarding house rooms into the missing soldiers office.
Yeah, and she kept one little room for herself to stay in.
Yeah, and Edward Shaw actually has, his room is interpreted in the space as well. He actually worked with her at the patent office. Before the war and during the war, really, he did her work while she would go off to the front lines and administer supplies and help wounded soldiers.
The envelope that this guy found just hanging in the ceiling, right?
Yes.
So, what did it say?
I don't really know what it was. It was a letter to him, which we still have. We show it to people. But when she shut down her operations, she just left stuff there.
Yeah.
And we think Shaw or someone just shoved it all in the attic.
Yeah.
So the attic was full of stuff. There were other signs. There was a pile of bloody socks.
Yeah.
Why can't I find places like this?
Yeah, we don't know. We think she was collecting them from hospitals. They're very similar. They're like cotton socks, like issue kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they have blood on them, and we're guessing she brought them back to clean them and send them back out. We don't know.
Okay.
Maybe the war ends and there's no, but there was a pile, and we have some on exhibit in our main museum in Frederick, and then some down at Barton as well are on exhibit. There was a camp stove, her camp stove, that we think it's I think it's a 64 and on camp stove, because she says she got a camp stove from Brigadier General Daniel Rucker, who was a commander of the Washington Depot.
Okay.
And she writes a letter in the winter about she's blustering outside her tent, but her little chimney stove she got from General Rucker is keeping her warm, but it's still full of char and soot. Wow. And all the accoutrements, it's her little cooking pots and everything.
I know.
There's the wallpaper
and everything.
It has all its cooking pots with it and everything.
Really?
It's just, it comes apart for transport and you reassemble it.
I can't believe. So wait, what year was this that the guy?
96.
96.
And there was a multi-year process to restore the building, and that's a neat story too. I don't know all of the details, but like you were saying, the wallpaper, there were some remnants of the wallpaper left on those walls in the boarding house, but the boarding house itself was really, nobody had been up there really using it for 50, 60, even more years.
It still's painted room 9 on the door.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
it's
cool.
the coolest.
It's
so
a very
cool.
neat space.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you haven't been, definitely go.
Yes.
Definitely go.
I have to go.
So it's a nice venue for this, as Melissa was saying, to display these nurses, throughout that third floor. Because, of course, that's what she did, humanitarian efforts and things. So
right.
It was Ron approached us, and we kind of built this thing up, kind of grew.
That's amazing.
He had just finished another exhibit, Faces of Freedom, which was traveling to multiple spots. So we were in discussions with him about just the idea of putting together a photo show, to have at Clara Barton Missing Soldiers Office. And May is Nurses Month, so it launches on May 24th. We are going to have an opening event that day from 1 to 4. We'll have some speakers, including Ron and Heidi Campbell-Shoaf, who is Dana's wife. She's a photo collector,
a few
and
CDVs she's found. She's found nurses' CDVs on eBay for like $10.
I'm telling you,
because they don't. People don't know who
they don't know who they are.
Yeah,
and one is.
But what fascinating stories!
There's some that are really
Yes.
famous. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
But the nursing story in the Civil War, the female nursing story, is just off the hook. And, that's one of the things since I came to the museum, and I haven't been there that long, since November 24, that their stories are so absorbing because one of the things that's cool is a lot of the women that go are well-educated, kind of middle-class women, and so they leave really good memoirs. There's some really excellent memoirs available of these nurses. Georgiana Woolsey, for example, 3 weeks at Gettysburg. She was here at the railroad station for the Sanitary Commission, is amazing. And Cornelia Hancock, I know Carolyn Ivanoff's been your guest.
Yeah, she's going to be at the event.
Hancock's, Cornelia Hancock's crazy.
Yeah, she's great.
She's like,
She's crazy.
She's crazy. She's 23-year-old Quaker.
I know. Yeah.
And, she sneaks away after Gettysburg to help nurse and goes to the 2nd Corps, I believe, 2nd Division Hospital. And stays with that the rest of the war. And I always got to tell this anecdote because it shows you what they went through. She was this young kid, and by the Brandy Station encampment, she's writing in, very matter-of-factly about what happens there. She writes, say there was a skirmish, a cavalry trooper came in badly wounded, they amputated his leg, and they turned it over to the surgeons to practice amputations.
Yep.
Mm.
And, imagine this young woman from this little lush tidal area in New Jersey, quiet, peaceful.
Yeah.
And within a year, she's writing just, they cut
like
this guy's
it's just
leg
an
off
everyday
and-
thing. That you hear from. See, I grew up. My mother was a nurse, like dealing with that, you become a different person.
Yeah. Oh, you have to.
You have to. Like, my mother is a loon, and I love her dearly. But then when she is in nursing mode, which I feel like the privilege to have seen her in that mode multiple times.
Yeah.
When she moves into that, it's not my mother anymore.
Not your mom.
Yeah.
No.
And so, like, these women back then, think of what they had to. It's so much more traumatizing.
Yeah.
They didn't have.
They didn't have the training. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Any of that.
There were no
women, especially, they were not allowed to be nurses, even at the beginning of the war. This is a revolution. This is a social change.
And there were no nursing schools in the United States.
Yeah.
Or a comfy house to go home to in the end of the night to
Right.
decompress.
Oh no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No.
You know, like,
No, you decompress in a tent.
yeah, there's no way.
They carry the same scars, and they see this trauma. And one of the stories we're going to tell is Helen Gilson. She's a nurse. She goes out there, and then she's applies to Dorothea Dix to become one of the nurses of the Army Nurse Corps, but she's too young for that. So she works with the Sanitary Commission, and she's there, Antietam, Gettysburg. She's at all these big battles. And then she goes home at the end of the war. She's sick. She never recovers from that. In 1868, she dies during childbirth because she's ill, and her baby dies too.
Georgiana Woolsey I mentioned was at the Grand Review, but she was so ill she was in a wheelchair. She will recover, but these nurses see everything that the soldiers see. The one thing they don't get is shot at.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they see all the gore, all the trauma, everything, and
the heartbreak.
And they suffer. Some of them suffer PTSD.
Of course they do.
These women,
Of course, they
just
do.
like the soldiers. Yeah.
And the surgeons had to as well.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever watch Deadwood?
No.
Okay, well, you're missing out.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
assignment for you when you get home.
There's the town doctor is a drunk. Okay, he's a veteran of the Civil War.
Okay.
He was a surgeon in the Civil War. And I always talk about this. Has come up a few times on the history shows we do, where he has, I forget what's going on, but there's a lot of stress going on in town and everything, right? And he can't take it anymore, and he just drinks himself into oblivion in his office and starts yelling at God, and he starts saying, "Why did you have to make them suffer like that? Why did they?" And he's like reenacting them crying for their mothers, and he can't live with it, and it's that is a heartbreaking thing, that always gets me. There was a high school group from Chicago. They've been coming out and asking me to meet with them like every year for the last 3 years. And so I go and I sit and I talk with the students and whatever. And I don't remember what we were talking about, but I was talking about, I'm trying to impress upon them that this is not a video game. These are real lives. These are real limbs and wounds and blood and guts and everything like that. And I said, and it's not like a movie. You get shot and you go, blah, and you die. Sometimes you lay there for hours and hours in agony. And I mentioned, I started getting choked up in front of these kids because I always get to the part where I'm like, these guys who were maybe beforehand all full of bravado and macho and everything, now they're sitting there holding their intestines and crying for their mommies like little boys because that's what you become. In that
when
state.
you're hurt,
and I still do that.
I think
I don't doubt that
I got a paper cut.
in her memoirs or her letter home or something, she smelled the hospital before she saw it.
Oh, I bet. Oh, God.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, because blood smells.
Yeah, she
people
said,
don't think
I
about
smelled
that.
it.
Yeah.
I smelled the hospital before I even saw it.
I bet you. That's so gross.
That's why hospitals smell the way they smell now, because they're cleaning.
Nice and clean. They're constantly cleaning.
So that it doesn't smell like that.
The amount of, you've got to, of course, even though they might train you to not, get attached, right?
Yeah.
You're dealing with these people. You're the only soft, tender touch that they've had since they left home, probably, right?
Yep.
And so, of course, you're going to start to feel for these guys as you're taking care of them. And then you come back for your next shift, and he died when you were off. And and then there's a new kid now, and it's just that alone, the emotional swings has got to be a nightmare. And there's a reason why they have nurse mode that they go into it. You got to be dispassionate.
Well, and again, if they had education like they do today about how to cope with that stuff, they have nothing like that. They're at home one day, and the next day they're in a field hospital.
Yeah.
How many hands of dying guys do you hold before it just starts to
become a thing?
Yeah.
How do you do that day after day?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I asked Mom one time how many patients she thought she had seen over the course. I mean, she was a nurse for 45 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How many patients she thought she had seen? It's in the thousands.
Yeah.
And
how many does she remember? Like that are really blazoned in her mind.
That's what's so funny, is that people talk about their World War II and my grandpa and World War stories that they never talked about.
Yeah.
Well, my mother was never in a war, never did any combat, but there are patients she will never talk about.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is obvious.
Wow.
Something stuck with her.
Yeah. I just know the only one I remember is one time she came home, and Mal was my sister and I were pretty little, and she just picked Mallory up and held her and sobbed.
No.
So I have no idea what happened at the hospital that day. But
she didn't go near you though.
Well, I think I was older. I didn't look like.
How much younger is Mallory?
Mallory's only 18 months, but I am so much bigger than she is.
What?
We have to understand, Ezra got his bigness from somewhere, and it's
Ezra's her son.
Yeah.
Okay.
My child.
Okay. He's 4, but he's 5'6".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting tackle.
Yeah.
He's 4. He starts for the Gettysburg Bullet.
But I think because Mallory was so tiny, I think she just.
It was easier to pick her up.
It was easier to pick her up.
Yeah.
She was tired. And she's like, I don't have the strength for you, Beth.
Bethany,
I love you
too
too.
fat. Yeah.
I love you too.
Shoves out of the way, picks up others out.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh boy.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Can you imagine when she saw that day though?
Oh, I can't.
No, she had to have seen something horrible.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining it has to do with the child.
Yeah.
I would assume so too, but she never
Named
talked
Mallory.
about it.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
why.
Maybe.
Because she could have pulled you into her.
Yeah.
Right? But whatever.
She didn't.
She didn't.
Yeah, so.
She doesn't.
And now it all comes out.
My mother doesn't like me. She's coming into town tomorrow. No.
Yeah, she's coming.
No.
Okay.
She's coming into town tomorrow. And I'm going to bring this up.
Okay.
And I'm going to be like, Mom, why don't you love me?
Yeah.
The guys, the employees from the.
That's a fun visit.
Yeah. The staff from the medical museum.
For you tonight.
Yeah.
You could
walk me through my trauma.
That's so funny.
Trauma.
That's so funny. All right. Back to the subject at hand. It's May 24th, right?
Correct.
The event.
Saturday, May 24th.
And what's interesting.
To 4.
And you said
you can go see it it's a long
the exhibit itself will be up at Clara Barton Missing Soldiers office till September.
Yeah.
Should we mention our sponsors?
Yeah, we have several sponsors right now. Yes, one of them is Tom Lillenquist, who, collects a lot of the nurses' photos and gives them to the Library of Congress to use. And we are using several of the images. A lot of the images are from his collection as well. Obviously interested in the photography aspect here of the.
And very soon addressing Gettysburg.
All right, and addressing Gettysburg.
Oh,
great.
I got the list. I just haven't gone over it yet.
I'd be careful, guys. I've heard that guy's a real jerk face.
Yeah.
He is.
I don't know.
He makes fun of fat women
Oh,
in their childhood.
He does not do that.
Only if she makes the joke first.
Oh, man.
I love you.
I go along with the joke.
Yeah.
No, but okay, so it's May 24th is when it starts.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, it's called The Faces of Civil War Nurses.
Yes.
And it's going through September 1st,
Correct.
2020.
Yes.
What I thought was interesting is before you said that you're going to have like the life-size cutouts of them, and you said they're 6 feet tall. The average soldier was 5'8", but the nurses were 6 feet tall. That I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know that that's the average size, but
just throw something at him. We need something soft up here that the guests can throw at you.
Strong and hefty.
Well, I thought
that's a good
Helga,
point.
strong like
I
bull.
thought Matt had a better grasp of the Civil War era and the comparison to the modern.
Just ignore
No,
it.
it just.
But
actually, though, really, Ron and I were down in the space, and we were kind of looking at it. The space itself is so it's like
big.
Majestic.
Yeah,
and
it's a high ceiling
big space. Yeah, it's a high ceiling. So we really wanted something that was powerful.
Are they 6 feet tall or are they more life size? Actually, now that
They are 6 feet tall.
Okay.
Yes.
They have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they on a stand?
So what they're really neat. They're actually
marionettes.
6 feet tall. Yeah.
And the hardest thing is to find all the people that control them.
We have 20
That's why you have
volunteers.
the high ceilings.
Every day.
Until the government cuts have really
Hurt
lost
that, yeah.
that. So
No,
we gotta
you can't
some
find
more people.
puppeteers anymore.
No, they're not puppets. I'm sorry.
No, they're 6 feet tall. So they're all portraits, but they're standing portraits.
Okay.
The women are standing.
Mm-hmm.
And they have sort of an easel on the back. They actually stick to the back, and so they'll stand
They have
by
a little
themselves.
history.
Yeah.
They'll stand there and there'll be a little history attached to
Right.
them.
We're going to have a little vignette about who they are and their story.
You know, this will never happen. But, Frederick was a general hospital center after Antietam.
Yeah.
We do hope to bring this exhibit
we do
to
hope to bring
Frederick
it.
in the main
Nice.
museum
Yes.
for a while. And I keep saying we should try to put some in the hospitals. You could do a walking tour. Even if they weren't there, just kind of visualize. But you know how like some towns have like horses or something, like plastic artists?
Yeah, like the ones that have all the paintings on them and stuff.
I think it would be so cool to have nurses around Frederick like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Or you could do. Have you seen the things when the towns will have hometown heroes? They call them something like that.
Yeah.
You could do that too, where there's banners on the
lights. Yeah.
I think that would be a great idea.
I think so too.
Because the nurses, they don't really get a lot of attention.
They really don't.
And as we're discussing here, like they go through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That, I love that you're doing this stuff.
I'm anxious to see them in the space. Because not in space, but in the space.
Although that
They could
would
go
be
Katy
Perry.
as well.
We're gonna send a bunch up on
Nurses
Bezos
in
rockets.
space.
Yeah, we're gonna send a bunch up.
Right.
10 minutes.
Right, just 10 minutes,
no.
hold the daisy, and come back down.
Yeah.
And then act like
Hold
your
the
life
bandage
is...
up. Woo. Sorry.
Yeah, hold the bandage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sing What a Wonderful World.
Yeah.
The space itself, because it is so much like it would have been.
Absolutely.
Having them standing there kind of, it's going to be very surreal.
Chills.
I
Chills.
absolutely
You'll get
think so.
chills.
Even the space itself gives you chills.
Yeah?
Just
it does.
knowing that she was
so
there,
crazy.
what was going on there. I mean, she finds 22,000 soldiers.
But also, not only noting that she was there, but how we almost lost that building.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it would have been something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we're really lucky that we actually have the building, not the site but we have the building itself.
Yes.
And her shit was found in the attic. That is astounding to me.
And
that's so
down
cool.
the street,
It's got its own history.
it's no longer there. But Alexander Gardner's studio was at the end of her block on that corner.
Wow.
I don't know if you're familiar. Oyamel is now there.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant.
That where we had Scott Hartwig's book. Where was it? Were you there for that?
No, we didn't get invited.
You didn't get the invite. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't get the nod.
We didn't get invited.
Yeah.
He likes to stick.
I know.
No, I don't.
But,
First of all, you weren't even. I don't even think you were in your current positions
You don't think, Matt? I don't think you don't know. You don't think.
No, I'm pretty certain
this
you
is
weren't.
What I'm getting.
I'm pretty certain
I
you
drive
weren't.
up here and I get. You don't. I don't think.
I'm sorry. I don't have your resume in front of me. You know. I'm pretty certain that you were not in your current positions.
I'm calming down.
It's okay.
Sorry you didn't get the nod.
Well, Matthew Brady's studio was right down around the corner too. Not to break this up, but let's get back to Civil War photography.
Where? What's the you were saying? What's the name of the place?
Oyamel.
It's on the corner.
It's at Jose Andres.
Okay.
One of his restaurants.
All right.
And there is a Civil War era photograph of the gallery, and you can see the building that
it was in. It's kind of up the street.
All right. So people are going to want to come to this. Do they have to get tickets? Is this free? What's the deal?
So if you go to our website, civilwarmed.org, we do have, and you can get to it from the front page or our calendar of events for May 24th. We do have an RSVP process that's on that page. It is free to come to the opening event, and after that, if you come to the museum itself, which is open Fridays and Saturdays from 11 to 5, you can see it then too until September.
Great.
That's awesome.
Great.
I'm so excited.
I am too.
Me too.
I can't believe you've never been there.
I never get out of town. I never go anywhere, and it's driving me nuts. I have to go.
We should go. Cindy would love it.
I know. I was saying to her a couple months ago that we need to. Well, it's probably more than a couple months now, but we need to go out there, and we will. All right. You're going to come on the show in a couple of weeks,
we are,
right? And what are we talking about then?
Civil War medicine.
Nice. Nice, which is one of my favorite things to talk about.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I don't know anything about it, but I love learning about it. It's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Is there any specific topic within Civil War medicine?
Yeah, do we want to do that or just in general?
I think in general, I guess I said, Melissa's been there a shorter time than I haven't been there that long. And there's just the general history of it is I've been part of this Civil War community for like 30 years, working, doing things. I know a decent amount. You know what I mean? I'm not. But when I got there, I'm like, I don't know hardly anything about the medical stuff.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are like that. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm still learning a lot, but just sort of like some of the nuts and bolts. What's the guy that wrote Hardtack and Coffee? Billings?
Oh, yeah.
John. Was it Josh or John? John, I heard someone say John.
Is John in the back there?
Yeah.
John Billings.
John, okay.
So Billings has a chapter on the medical aspects of the war, which actually is not a bad little primer if you want a quick overview. Mm-hmm. And he says the growth and development of the United States Medical Department is one of the greatest miracles of the war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because at the beginning, there's nothing.
Right.
Nothing. And within a year, there's general hospitals and all sorts of stuff. It's not like it's perfect.
No.
By any means, but
it's evolving.
It evolved like so fast.
Well, and it touches so many different aspects of.
I'll save it for when we're back. But some of the easiest ways to draw lines from the Civil War to modern day is through medical stuff. Direct connections.
Yes.
People are like, how does the past impact today?
Yep.
And then Matt would say, I think. No, I know. I know how medicine impacts.
I remember. Do you remember the show Mercy Street?
Yes.
So there's the episode where they talk about the needles, hypodermic needles, and about like that's a new thing and everything. I remember watching my husband Mark's face when he realized that how new really that is. Yeah. He's like, what did they do? And I'm like, they died.
Yeah.
That's how that happened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can you imagine?
No.
Yeah.
Well, we get triage out of the Civil War.
Out of necessity.
Yeah.
No, it's stuff. Yeah.
We do.
And there's some great.
And the social change too. I mean, you've got new roles for women, new roles for African Americans.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about Gettysburg and the battlefield, there's a lot of medically related places people can go to around here.
Well, now one's in Aldi's.
Yeah, one's a shopping center now. Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
Terrible.
You're talking Camp Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are.
I feel really bad because that area out there, I don't care. I don't live here. It's so ugly. That strip is so heinously ugly and junky.
Yeah.
And it's like you could have had this beautiful sort of, if you don't like a battlefield, it could be a park or something.
Right, right.
You know, you could have done a lot of stuff for the community and ripped down anything else that's, out there, like, salvage patio furniture shop or whatever. And
you mean you don't like the bargain outlet tobacco places?
Yeah.
Come on.
And it's a shame because it is an area where so many people come for the Civil War, and that to have this substantial general hospital that was part of this evolution, this location, it lasted so long.
Yeah. And then
I know it survived all the development around it.
Yeah.
And then boom.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just boom. I mean, I just don't understand how people weren't able to snatch that up and buy it, because they'd been, I think since the 30s at least, they've been trying to
there has
preserve
to have
that.
been something more too that we just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some kind of corrupt dealings probably.
But like maybe I honestly don't know who owned it or anything.
Yeah, I don't
but
know
maybe they
anything.
had like some kind of caveat with it, like
They possibly
not
did.
sell it
Don't
to the
you
park
dare
or whatever. I have no idea.
preserve this.
Yeah, don't save it.
Don't
Yeah.
save it.
I
That
want
could
to
be,
erase the history.
There are some tracks
I
like
need
that,
cheap
yeah.
tobacco. I don't want you to save
Also,
it.
developers can pay a lot of money nowadays. you
Yeah.
know.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
expensive
hard
to
if somebody's
try to
waving
save
a big
it.
check in your face.
And I don't want to, because there's been a lot of really good positive preservation victories here too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
No. Yeah. And that, I remember one time somebody was like, hey, you're friends with my neighbor at my old place. He goes, hey, Matt, you're friends with Gary Edelman, right? And I go, yeah. And he's like, you got to tell him that he's got to get the trust to save Camp Letterman.
Yeah.
And I go, they save battlefields. They don't save hospitals. Like, it's a different thing. Because I already
Your
talked to
neighbor
Gary.
has a
about it.
really
He's the
annoying voice.
He was so annoying.
How could you even deal with that on a daily basis?
Well, he wasn't my next door neighbor, which was a good thing.
Well,
And,
that's true too. There are lots of nuances to what they
Yeah.
can and cannot
Yeah.
spend money on.
Exactly.
and save.
So he,
if it was that easy, I'm sure that Gary would be out there.
Course.
doing it and
This
with
is
the
off
trust.
topic, but speaking of preservation, what happened to Chubby's Barbecue?
Is
Did it
gone?
close?
It's gone.
It's gone.
You're
In Thurmont?
kidding.
Yeah.
I just recommended it
Not
to
the
somebody.
Thurmont one.
No,
What about the one
the one on 15.
on Tawny Town?
Thurmont.
On 15.
No, the Chubby's Barbecue.
On Route 15. It's not
Yeah.
even there anymore.
But they had a subsidiary one there on Tawny Town.
Yeah, that little
was
one.
them?
Yeah, that was the same place.
Oh, it is.
Second.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Hold on, you're telling me that the Chubby's Barbecue
The main
red
Chubby's
one.
is gone.
Is gone.
It's
The
gone.
building's gone.
completely
The building's gone.
They
Everything. It's a flat.
bulldozed it. Yeah.
Maybe they're going to rebuild.
It was for sale though. I thought before.
Listen,
wasn't it?
we're going to rebuild.
It's gone.
Holy, I'm heartbroken. That's like I literally just this afternoon recommended it to
And
a
they're
listener.
out there going, wait, he said it was
Yeah.
right here.
No,
It's an
not
empty
there
lot.
anymore.
Matt's
Yeah.
just making more and more friends. Someone's driving around like, that son of a...
I really like him.
Thought it was open.
I'm hungry for barbecue and it's not even here.
Matt said he thinks it's open.
Yeah.
We need to have him on more often.
I know.
Needle at you a little bit more. I like this.
I know. He's got the nerve.
You're making my job
Right, it
easier.
is
Thank
nerve,
you.
too, Yes.
Oh, God. Well, listen.
Okay.
What are the regular hours of the museum?
It's Friday and Saturday from 11 to 5 p.m.
So it's only open 2 days a week.
Right now,
Right
it's
now,
only open
yeah.
to, we're looking to open it a third day.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
It is right
Yeah.
near the,
Portrait Gallery.
yeah.
Yes. It's right.
So if you go do the
left from there.
Smithsonian
Yeah.
stuff, like it's
Yep.
Yeah.
right there.
And there's a lot of parking. There's parking lots
Like-
on both sides of the street. Yeah.
We should mention, like COVID hit a lot of places.
Yeah.
It kind
Yeah.
of took it off track for a while.
Sure.
But we have a good young site manager, Madeline, there now, and she's energetic and excited and getting it,
Yeah, she's building partnerships back up
Yeah.
in DC
Great.
with some of the people
Yeah.
there
Good.
and other organizations.
Maybe we could do a show from there someday. Would that be
That
possible?
would be awesome.
Yeah.
Would that be?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it would be possible.
I think that would be great.
Have a celebrity in there.
Yeah.
I just,
Wasn't talking about me. It was we'll find one.
I was me. He was talking.
I was talking about Bethany.
Yeah.
No, that'd be fun to do.
We would
It
love
is
to do that.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think I if you can go anywhere in DC
Yes.
that's like not, I don't want to do all the regular tourist
No.
things.
It's a little
Yeah.
off the beaten path.
That's one I highly
It is.
recommend.
It's one of the
highly
most unique
recommend.
Chubby's
sites.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Chubby's
No.
Barbecue, DC location.
Oh, going to Frederick to the museum. Yes, I agree.
Well, that too, yes.
Well,
yeah.
Yes, it is.
I was talking about in DC.
Yeah, it's a neat space. It's got multiple histories built into it.
Yeah. This is something that we have listeners who are like, hey, I'm coming up to Gettysburg for a day. We're going to DC, for like 3 days. What is there to do and everything? Yeah. And I go, no. You need to do why are you in DC for 4 days? What are you doing there? You first of all, you should stay here. Secondly, you should then use here as your launch pad to go to these different places because you're like within an hour of all these different places, right? Yeah. Of course, Gettysburg itself, but you got Antietam, you got Frederick. There's so much in Frederick.
Yeah. Frederick is crazy. Yeah, packed full of stuff.
Yeah.
There's not just Civil War stuff. I mean, just really cool little town. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to see and do in this corridor here. And you got Northern Virginia battlefields and other historic sites, wineries and things. People love wine.
No, it's incredible if you draw like a 2-hour arc.
Oh, yeah.
From Frederick, a circle or something, which you can get to.
Yeah.
And if you go out to 4 hours, that's like even Philly. I mean, there's stuff like that.
There's a ton of stuff here.
Yeah, Pittsburgh even.
I think that's why I love living in this area here because
I think so too.
Well,
I totally agree.
Centrally
it's like the heart of America.
So many different spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
They're
heart
so
of America.
different. Yeah.
I know it's today's Chevy truck, but
it's the heart of America. Speeding a little less strongly now that Chubby's is gone.
I know. The heart of America got clogged, and now Chubby's.
They're all on bypass.
Chubby's is gone.
I am shocked that even the building is gone.
Yeah,
it's gone, dude.
Completely gone.
There's just one angry guy there in his car cursing you.
Going, Matt Calorie told me this place
the earth, trying to find some sauce.
Rending his hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Oh, that poor guy.
Yeah.
Well, no, he'll
find something.
He's going to be at the show on Saturday too, I think.
And he's going to be.
He's going to have some words
starved.
for me.
Yeah, right.
He's going to be starved.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten since the 5th day.
Oh boy.
All right, so Friday, Saturday, you're open.
Correct.
The website is civilwarmed.org. There's also the ClaraBartonMuseum.org.
Correct.
This event here, Faces of Civil War Nurses. Again, only the 6-foot tall nurses, not the shorter ones.
Right.
May 24th, 2025, during National Nurses Month.
And also our main museum in Frederick. We're open every day of the week. So.
Mm-hmm. 10 to 5 every day.
That's what I was asking. When is the main museum open?
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry.
The Clara Barton Missing Soldiers Office Museum is Friday and Saturday, 11 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Frederick Museum is every day, 10 to 5, Sundays, 11 to 5.
All right, there we go. Now we're clear. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, because I'm like,
we're clear.
Man, I would like to go down
It's only
there.
the end of the show, Matt.
I know.
At the end of the show, Matt.
But I know.
I got it now.
I no longer think. I know.
He's like, oh, you have a museum in Frederick, too?
Now
Here
I
we
know.
go. Yeah, okay.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
We've got to... We've got to take a break and come back for the
I can't
news.
handle you when you try to be serious.
I know. It's
Okay, stop.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, chill. Relax. We're gonna take a break. Dana Shoaf, Melissa Winn, thank you very much for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We will be right back after these words with the news and exciting. What is it? Oh, your meme. Your meme you want to show everybody.
We're a meme.
I don't think we're a meme. I don't think it's technically a meme. Well, we'll be right back and we'll find out. We'll be right back.
All right.
That just crushed me.
Join the fun and learn a ton. Become a member of the AG community at patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is for the historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
Want the freshest cup of coffee in Gettysburg? Then visit Bantam Roasters, formerly 82 Cafe at 82 Steinware Avenue. They roast all of their coffee in-house, and they have a full coffee bar to keep you caffeinated during your trip. Visit them at www.raggededgerc.com for their menu and shipping options for all of their freshly roasted coffee. Use promo code Hancock for 10% off your order in the cafe.
Who can forget the sounds of the 60s?
The 1860s. I can't, and you can't either. Now, there's Marching Through Georgia, the exciting new album by Billy Webster. All of your favorite hits of the 1860s in one place. Such hits as Gary Owens, The Battle Hymn of the Republic, All Quiet Along the Potomac Tonight, Marching Through Georgia, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Go to billysongs.com and order your digital download of Billy Webster's Marching Through Georgia today. That's billysongs.com.
Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300.
To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention Addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off.
Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
great question.
It's my favorite time of year. Well, one of my favorite times of year. It's the beginning of my favorite time of year. My favorite time of year is... Are you all right?
Yeah. She's gonna like smack it. I'm good.
My favorite time of year, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is when the weather gets warm. Why? Because it means so many things. A, it means I can come back to life. B, it means that the weather is going to get warm. I don't need to bundle up. I could be outside. It's going to stay later longer. But most importantly, it's because it's only a few months before we are at CWI. Once again, Gettysburg College Civil War Institute. It's the CWI Summer Conference. This year it's June 13th through the 18th. That's going to encompass Matmas Day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget that. So have your presence there. The 2025 CWI Conference will honor the life and scholarship of our late director and our friend, Dr. Peter S. Carmichael. The lineup, there's a lineup of over 45 distinguished speakers. You want to guess at some of them? You're reading.
I'm reading it. Sorry.
Corey, you want to guess at some of them? Yes, sir.
Yep. Got it.
Who else?
Scott Hartwig.
Scott Hartwig's one of them.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington is going to be there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Elton John.
Not Elton John.
Oh,
sorry.
Disappointing.
Robert E. Lee.
Robert
No,
Downey
he's
Jr.
dead. He's dead.
You don't know.
No, that's true. Well, how about this? Gary Gallagher, Kent Masterson Brown, Carol Reardon, Harold Holzer, Caroline Janey, Aaron Sheehan Dean, Joseph Glathar, Scott Hartwig, as you mentioned, and Jen Murray, our friend Jennifer Murray. But listen, of course we're going to go there, and we're going to remember our buddy Pete. We're going to notice the absence for sure. It's not going to be the same, but it'll be good to see everybody again. But probably one of the most exciting fingerprints that he left on this year's CWI is that I will be on a panel.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Much to the chagrin of everybody there.
I know, they're all like,
and
oh,
all the
God,
other
dang
people,
it.
all the other people who are on the panel with me are going to be like, how is this? What is he doing? But whatever.
Do you know what the panel you're on is?
Well, I know Chris Gwynn will be with me.
Nice.
Kevin Levin will be with me. And I'm trying to remember. I don't know the other names, I don't think.
What's the theme?
The theme is basically how to talk about history, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Why did you put on mood music?
I didn't mean to do this one. I was looking for something more upbeat because our song ran out. There we go. Anyway, so that is going to be, again, the 13th through the 18th of June, and you've got to sign up because there's also going to be battlefield tours there, ladies and gentlemen. The theme, by the way, is to explore some of the major topics that animated Pete's scholarly work, such as the culture of the common soldier, gender, politics, and honor in the Old South. Doing history in public, that's what we're doing. Doing history in public. And Robert E. Lee in history and memory. It also features several battlefield tours. These tours include Indianans at Gettysburg, the battle for the common soldier, and Gettysburg, why they fought, how they fought. So go to Civil War at Gettysburg.edu. Send them an email if you want to sign up. Or you can go to their frequently asked questions page, which would be at their website. Or you know what? It's just easier. Give them a call. 717-337-6590. That's 717-337-6590. Civil War Institute Summer Conference. 2025, June 18th. Nope, June 13th through the 18th. See you there in the audience taking pictures of me.
This is new. Really?
You're back with Matt and Beth.
Oh, isn't that fancy?
It's one of Courtney's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fast, though. You're back with Matt and Beth.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get it in one spot. There was a break there, so I had to speed him up. But anyway, welcome, everybody. Okay, so Bethany is chomping at the bit, or champing at the bit. Some people say. I think it's chomping. But here is, now it's Chris G, I believe, was the patron who put these in the what do you call it? Like discussion, the chat that we have on Patreon. And I mean, even a computer can't make me look good, but you girls look adorable. Let's go, Courtney, to the computer. Let's see.
You look good too.
I
love it.
This is if Pixar did a show about our show. And I think, Bethany, you take the cake there with that. It's like, you know, I get to be part of the party, guys. Right? So excited. But I love how AI, so let's examine this here. Now, Court, if you can go to camera 3 for a second. All right, you see the no. See the in the back there.
Yeah,
you've got the guide on, right? Now go back to the computer.
That's basically a sickle.
All right. Now what you've got now go to your shot. Your shot. Go to your shot. Okay. Now see the guide on in the back there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now go back to the meme. All right. Now, so the guide on in the back is a weird combination of the two guidons that we have, and then there's that weird sickle coming out of Bethany's head.
Yeah. I thought it was a wrench.
Well, it could be a wrench. We don't know. It's not anything. This is when AI has a stroke. Now, we can also, let's see if I can zoom into, can you zoom in on this thing? Oh, yes, I can. Let's zoom into the back
Look at that
here.
high def.
He's melting.
All right, he's melting. The soldier.
He's carrying a shotgun with a pistol grip.
All right, he does look kind of creepy. But now look at Bethany's. Go to Bethany's shot, because on the wall behind her is the guy. His face is nothing like this. This guy.
He kind of looks like. Well, look at
like
your.
He's dead.
You'd have to look at your.
Like a mummy.
It looks like the Shroud of Turin, and he also has no neck. It's just a head floating. You notice that? That's interesting.
Shadow.
Now let's see. Oh, now over here.
I like that one a lot.
It's totally different over here.
Yeah. Hi.
Who does that look like?
Clint Eastwood.
That's who
Sort
it is.
of, yeah. And he has a completely different type of gun, too.
It's got the acoustic foam.
Mm-hmm.
So it has that in there.
Gettysburg. I think it's adorable.
That's like one. No, I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying it's interesting how this works. This is like one of those maps in one of those nerd games.
Yeah.
You know, that Mark plays probably, right? Like doesn't he play like Dungeons and Dragons type stuff with these made up things? Well, whatever.
Pokemon.
All right, what have we got over here? There's a bamboo stick for when Bethany gets mad. Oh, here's the other thing. He also made this.
Oh my God.
Welcome to Lake Crawford. The Harbor Master's office. It's a beaver.
I love the equestrian statue. Is that an equestrian statue?
No. Where are you talking?
Warren.
Up top here?
Left hand.
Oh, is that a knight?
It's Warren with a medieval knights.
I thought it was like a from the Zulu War, the Boer War.
Or it's like
He's wearing a robe of some sort.
It's like one of the characters out of the Book of Eli.
That's
there you got little round top, and then there's of course the.
I mean, we all knew what it was, though.
We did, because it's in the background. You don't need to really have the details, right? But here's your cute little chubby harbor master.
He's so cute.
All right, Felix Beaver, and look at the happy fisherman, the fisher beav. There he is. Now, for those of you listening on Patreon, you're going to have to go to YouTube to see what we're talking about here. But there's Crawford not looking bad.
No, not at all.
Right?
He looks like he's carrying an umbrella, but
yeah. I love how it has the old, what is that, Reno?
Yeah.
The Reno
That's
sign.
Las Vegas, right?
Is it Vegas or Reno? I don't remember. Well, either way, it's old. So anyway, that's Chris G, one of our patrons. Thank you very much, Chris G.
I didn't see this one. Matt sent me the one of the three of us, and I sent it around to everyone I know.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Well, you're so excited.
I was so excited.
What was their reaction?
My mom was super excited about it. Mallory couldn't care less.
Really?
Yeah.
He told me about when
Why?
you called him, because he was like, she called about something and she said, ba, 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 and then she said, and does this mean I'm a meme?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I called him to make sure he made an appointment at the chiropractor.
Oh, yes.
I need him to do that.
Yeah, I got to get my my back in shape.
So Chubby's closed in November.
For people
wow.
that bad and can't care.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
awful.
believe that the building is gone.
Yeah.
That is horrible. Have you ever eaten there, Courtney?
No.
How about you, Mike?
No.
Debbie?
No.
Kevin?
Never got the chance.
Nobody's ever eaten at Chubby's. Oh,
That's why they closed.
That's why they closed, because you guys took too long to go.
Well, he put it on the market once before, pulled back when he couldn't find an acceptable offer. This time it is final. Obviously, the building is gone. So
Yeah, that's the owner, Robert Chubby. Wow.
his name is
Bob Chubby.
Tom Caulfield.
Robert Chubby.
Oh, boy.
He laughs at his own jokes. Is he really laughing, or is that the thing?
Who knows?
No, he's really laughing. Okay, good. I can never tell. Debbie is so unimpressed. Look at her right now.
Debbie's in another world. Debbie's reading like Bible verses on her phone or something. She couldn't care less.
Definitely not.
Oh.
It's a smut book. It's a smut book.
She's reading about Scientology.
Did you know that he catered something at Camp David?
Oh, well,
He appeared on the television shows, including a BBC show, and Live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh, wow.
And he also has a childhood best friend. Childhood best friend is the late actor John Hurd. Do you know who John Hurd is?
He died?
Apparently, because it says the late actor, so it'd be a shame
Did you know that Michelle
didn't.
Trachtenbaum?
Do you know who that is?
John Hurd. Hold on. John Hurd.
If you have to Google it, do you know who John Hurd
William
is?
Hurt.
I'm thinking of William Hurt.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Oh,
John
I know John
Hurd is
Hurt.
the father in Home Alone.
Oh, he died.
Oh, he died?
2017 he died.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, this shows that we really don't pay attention.
He was also the crooked cop that Tony Soprano was dealing with on The Sopranos.
And he was the vice president.
They sold it to
He was the vice president.
Holtzopel.
Hotzopel?
Holt.
Hot?
Well,
I don't
it's Holt.
Well,
so Holtzopel.
Doesn't mean you pronounce it.
Okay.
I don't know.
So that's who bought it, and they can't discuss it at that time what they're going to do with it. So,
well, that is something. 717-420-1978 is the number you want to call if you want to call in. The phone lines are open. It is sad that Chubby's is gone. It was an institution here.
Never did.
It was a wonderful place if you want to get a case of the meat sweats. The potatoes were great. The mac and cheese was magnifique. Mac and cheese-ifique. You know what I mean? It was really great, and it's very sad.
Did you just say magnifique?
Yeah, magnifique. That's how we would say it in New Jersey.
Pretty sure you did, yeah.
Yeah, magnifique.
Magnifique.
That's what they go. They say, yo, magnifique.
It's very strange to look at a computer.
Well,
you don't have to move it
over a little or something.
You don't have to move it. Well,
we can adjust the camera. Move it like
also,
that a
I'm
bit.
feeling very short. There's a lot of.
I'm feeling very short.
All right, there we go. That's the normal
No, you
shot.
don't get your get his
now
hand
you
out
can
of there.
Move over a little closer to the window so Cor can give you the bunny ears. All right, so get out of the car tour on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot stress this enough. Go to the website, read what it says. Leave it open in a tab on your phone's browser so that when you arrive on Saturday, you do not miss one single iota of all the rules that you must follow. Now, there's something going on. There's
multiple things.
Well, but there's a volunteer thing going on down in the Devil's Den area. Warren Avenue will be used. It is very important. Even though our tour ends on Warren Avenue, people who like to park at the end and then walk back to the beginning, you cannot do that this time. If it means parking on Warren Avenue, you can park where legal all the way up to the intersection of Warren Avenue. So that's South Confederate. And then that turns into Sykes along the way before you hit that intersection. You got to park where legal. Do not block any of the monuments, and keep all your wheels on the road. It's all spelled out for you on the website. Please go and look at it and read it and learn it and love it. The weather is supposed to be, the rain that they're forecasting is supposed to stop by 8 a.m.
Beautiful.
It's going to be beautiful because that's what we deserve.
And the battlefield's beautiful right now. Were you out?
It is
today or yesterday.
Exquisite.
No,
we were. Yeah,
the redbuds and the dogwoods are all blooming.
The redbuds
really good,
and the dogwoods. And we're gonna look at them.
They're beautiful
while on the tour. So anyway, that is that about that. Okay. And I can tell you this also. The June tour with our beloved Michael Six Questions Lentz and Tracy Bear. That is a tour that we are going to have to charge for because I'm paying 2 guides on that one. You're right.
Sorry. I'm just having a day.
You know, that yawn did not in any way remind me of that girl who's just so happy to be a part of this show. Let's like in this meme here. Okay. Okay. And Court. Are you awake, Court?
Sorry, I was texting my realtor.
Tell her.
Texting my.
So you can all go to hell.
What
is what I have to say?
What did you say though?
I was saying.
Were you talking to me this whole time?
I was talking and waiting for you to,
Whole time.
right on cue.
Usually the person running the cameras pays attention.
Yeah, actually, usually
it's an important part of the job.
When you do it, yes, but.
I get so nervous.
Colby never did.
Well,
what? Colby never did what?
That. Watch, look.
All right,
you
ready?
guys just say stuff randomly. I'll get you all ready. Go.
Hi.
Underwear.
Gotcha.
Hey.
So what I was saying to Bethany when she yawned in the middle of me talking about the tours, I said to her, Beth, that yawn does not, belie the happy to be here, girl.
Oh my God, it even has my snaggletooth in there.
Actually, those are my teeth. They put my teeth in your mouth.
No, those are my teeth.
No, those are my teeth.
Snaggletooth right here.
Those are my teeth. No, go back. Okay, now go back again. No, not
no. Show his teeth on the meme. It's not a meme, but on the picture.
It is not your teeth.
See how I got right here?
You're a person.
Right, now look.
Yeah, those are Matt's teeth.
Those are my teeth.
Those are Matt's teeth.
Those are my teeth.
No, right it's not.
There. Right there.
Look at my teeth.
I can hear the button. All right. My point is just go to the damn website and look at all that stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Good Lord. Such aggression.
Hey, listen, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a long day on Saturday.
It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm going to need a
foot massage.
Foot massage for sure. Write the stems in.
Bubble bath.
Bubble bath, foot massage, Epsom salt bath.
Salt soak.
A trip to the chiropractor.
Trip to the chiropractor.
Well, you'll probably have to wait until I get home from work after your work thing.
When is that?
Saturday night after your thing.
Saturday night. No, so I'm gonna go to the tour, and then I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna collapse. I am gonna take a hot bath because my back will be hurting from the walking, and I've got this. I don't know what yet because I haven't gone to the chiropractor. But anyway, who wants to talk about ailments here? Nobody does.
This is what we do.
This is what we do, but we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it anymore. We're done talking about it. You know what's exciting?
And Now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Main Street Gettysburg excited to announce the launch of the 2025 Facade Improvement Program.
Resident taken to hospital after being pinned by a vehicle when teen driver crashes into Adams County home.
Lawsuit over arms deal gone awry implicates companies run by Gettysburg School Board members.
Gettysburg tourism spending sets record. All this and more on today's news.
Well, let's talk about big bulls then.
Chef's kiss.
Very disappointing.
Why?
Very disappointing.
Why? Why?
I mean,
bring it.
Because
bring it. Why? Bring it to bring stuff.
I mean, what was that one that she tripped up on?
I said York County instead of Adams County.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I used to live in York County, so it's a.
I'm from Clarion. The way that you just said, I used to live in York County was like, it reminded me of, I'm from Clarion.
I'm from Clarion.
Don't give me that
More people are dying in horrible ways in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Dun dun. all of you love me.
Yes, we do.
Dun dun.
No, it sounded. You do the same inflections in your voice.
I only have 3 inflections.
Well, that's one of
Clarion.
I'm from Clarion, and then you also did. I used to live in York County, and it sounded the same.
I'm from Clarion.
Anyway, Main Street, Gettysburg.
You sexist bitch.
That wasn't me. That was
Veronica.
So planning a project glowing.
A glowing project.
Growing a legacy. So something was written by Jill Sellers. It's quite a lengthy article, but it talks a little bit about that.
Tops.
The concept of a bypass around Gettysburg started in the 1960s, and it goes all the way down to the Business Improvement District. Steinware's success. Savvy group of business owners launched the Baltimore Street Project to revitalize the historic pathway that President Lincoln took to deliver the Gettysburg Address. Main Street Gettysburg, along with 80 engaged community members and organizations, finalized a master plan in 2018. So that was one thing, and then it kept going. And now they are announcing that there is the launch of the 2025 Facade Improvement Program, or FACADE.
FACADE is how I say it.
To say it. Funded by a $50,000 grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development to provide financial incentives to property owners for improvements to building facades, signs, paint, and storefront designs. An overview of the program: Main Street Gettysburg was awarded the grant from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the DCED. This program allows qualified commercial property owners and tenants within the town's historic district to be reimbursed for specific sign, paint, design, and storefront facade projects. Maximum reimbursement is $5,000 per commercial property. You can submit applications for less than the maximum. Smaller projects are encouraged to apply. Projects must be matched dollar for dollar by the applicant. So that's one of the important things. It must be used only for commercial properties and purposes, not residential or rental housing. Located within the boundaries of Gettysburg's historic district, and there is a matched on a minimum 1-to-1 dollar for dollar match. So you do have to, if you're going to apply for the $5,000, which is the max, you also have to put in $5,000 for a total of a $10,000 investment.
All right.
So this is to update some, storefront, street-facing facades.
Nice.
Okay, and Adams.
I understand that he is saying that he's not going to interrupt because he's not going to speak, but I knew that he would still be pushing plenty of buttons.
He said he was going to sit on his hands.
Distract
and that was
bit.
a lie.
He's not sitting on his hands.
That's court doing that.
Yeah.
You are so full of poo.
That's it.
But it was too late.
An Adams County homeowner got stuck underneath a vehicle Saturday after a driver crashed into her residence.
What are we doing?
That one did get me. The woman was pinned.
Hold on.
But I think it's just great that Debbie still has no idea what's happening. Like,
she's reading the Quran on her phone. All right, wait.
Or she's just not amused. I don't know.
Hold on. So the other night, Court and I went to Taverna. Okay.
They have good food.
Great food.
Yeah.
And The Walk of Life by Dire Straits comes on, right?
Yeah.
And Court begins to, some people will like reach in their pocket, like a song comes on, they reach in their pocket, they pull out a harmonica, and they just play a little blues along with a song on the radio. They love it.
I don't know that.
Well, you've never known a harmonica player, apparently. But, so Court reaches into his pocket and pulls out his palms and starts playing along with Dire Straits' The Walk of Life. Court, if you don't mind giving us a little rendition, and I'll join you on Mark Knopfler's vocals.
All right. Give me the key here.
All right, we're going to do it in key of, I believe that's A. I'm sorry, are you doing the riff or the verse?
See, how's it?
Very high. You were doing the verse. We'll just take it from the verse. Ready? 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here come Johnny singing oldies goldies. Be-ba-ba-lula, baby, what I say. I don't need to wait. Hold on, Court. We don't need your help. We don't need your help. This isn't a sing-along. Okay, 3.
I can't hear myself.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here comes Johnny singing oldies goldies. Be-ba-ba-lula, baby, what I say. Here comes
oldies gold.
He got to do it. Oh, yeah, and the boy kept little man alive in here of the day, sitting on a bird and a flip it derby.
I'm really glad
Did the walk.
I went home.
Oh, I know.
Did the walk of life.
Because you'll never be able to go back there to eat ever again.
They'll have to wear fake mustaches.
Going home where? What do you mean? To
Taverna?
I went home instead of going to Taverna with the two of you. And I said, I'm glad I went home.
Yeah,
nothing good will come of this.
Those people. That's true. Those people were like,
and then we tried to convince the waitress
I wonder
that it
if
was
Danny
cool if we
was
walked
working
out.
at the bar. Was Danny working at the bar?
There was a guy there.
I didn't look to see.
There's a guy.
Yeah, we also
there's a
had our
couple
waitress convinced that it was okay for us to just leave without paying. And then she said, but then I'd have to pay. And then we felt bad. So we stayed.
I was like, well, that sucks for you.
Bethany, would you like to do a news story?
Yeah, I'm going to do that now. An Adams County homeowner got stuck underneath a vehicle Saturday after a driver crashed into her residence. The woman was pinned under the vehicle on her stomach, so crews had to use equipment to get the vehicle off her after it crashed into her home along Chambersburg Street or State Route 30 West.
Mike.
It was a little after 3:30 p.m.
It's not funny.
It was a 16-year-old boy
that was driving.
From Montana. He suffered minor injuries from the crash. And I thought this was interesting. The state police wrote that he was cited for the crash and he was wearing a seatbelt.
Oh, well,
According to the report, the teen was traveling east when he went off the road and hit a utility pole. Mm-hmm. He continued down an embankment, hit the north side of the home, and then came to a stop, pinning the woman resident under the vehicle. After she was freed, she was taken to York Hospital for treatment for her injuries. However, the extent of them is not known.
Well, it is known.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there was a lot of, and she was commenting too on some
I don't
of the,
do the comment things.
I don't know.
The victim was commenting?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's able to comment. Her fingers are okay.
Yes. So somebody had, there was a lot of that. Oh, I hope that she's okay, because a couple of just civilians, people walking around that saw it or came out or lived nearby, came to try to help while the police were still coming. And somebody was mentioning that they were trying to get her out, but she was really pinned under there, I guess.
Yeah.
They could not get her out. They had to use a crane to pull the car up. But she
You should see the pictures.
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing left of the house, but she had some bruises and a couple of smaller cuts, and she was okay. Both of them just walked away with very ridiculous.
But the house looks like, when you see the picture of the house, you're like, oh my God, there's no way she lived through that.
They're not made of much. Like that. I mean,
they're made of wood.
It's like a trail. It's a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's not much to them. Like my grandmother lived in one. And
I'm good. Can I say something controversial?
What?
Oh, yeah.
I think we should outlaw teenagers.
Just period? In general or driving?
Period. They have to stay inside until they're 22.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Or
Here's
5.
a fun thing for you. You were once a teenager.
Yeah, but I wasn't this. I wasn't this way. I wasn't. Thank you. Thank you. I wasn't driving into houses.
This isn't every. It's not. The article does not say every 16-year-old in Adams County drove into a house this week.
But how often are we reading stories of 16-year-olds driving into buildings across the nation? All right, 16-year-olds driving into trees, driving irresponsibly, erratically.
Earlier he talked about how he wasn't going to say anything.
No, I said I wasn't going to interrupt.
That too, Bethany.
No. See, again, ladies, I said I wasn't going to interrupt. Words matter, okay? I choose my words carefully, just like when I gave this speech.
For people that have bad health care.
What was he trying to say?
For people that have something healthcare, like bad healthcare, or I don't know, or don't have healthcare or something. Let's see.
For people that have bad health care.
Yeah, better healthcare, maybe. I don't know. Better healthcare.
For people that have bad health care.
For people to have better health care.
Maybe for people to have better healthcare.
For people that have bad health care.
Yeah, something like that.
Sure. All right.
For people that have bad health care.
Sorry.
I still can't make out what he was saying here.
Yeah, we're not.
I got hairy legs.
Okay, go ahead, girls.
Lawsuit over arms deal gone awry implicates companies run by Gettysburg school board members. This is actually an interesting story. It is insane because
wait, I gotta pay attention then.
Let me just preface the story by saying, remember when I told you about that? I think he's a part of the police force somewhere near Fairfield because he was going to his company with the helicopter that was going to be a part of it so that they had a helicopter on force and it wasn't going to cost them anything, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was like, oh, so great. Well, let's listen to this. So an Adams County defense contractor who also serves as a local police officer and a Gettysburg school board member is being sued in federal court by a Wyoming-based company that claims it paid nearly $4 million for explosives and cannon powder that were never delivered. The apparent botched arms deal centers around Ryan Morris, a Liberty Township police officer and Gettysburg area school district board member who operates Tripwire South, which bills itself as a world leader in explosive products, services, and training, as well as its sister company, Tripwire Aviation.
Wait, wasn't Tripwire down on Baltimore Pike?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
So the suit,
it ain't there no more.
I noticed.
The suit against the companies was filed last week in the Middle District of Pennsylvania. CEO of Bizzell Corporation, a Wyoming-based outfit that said it paid Morris and Tripwire a total of $3.9 million for 41,407 pounds of composition B, an explosive filling for artillery shells, as well as roughly 190,000 pounds of various propellant powders. They're seeking munitions as part of deals to supply munitions to Ukraine and Israel, is what the court complaint says. Morris indicated he had access to large quantities of material to sell, according to messages filed.
Wait.
One guy is doing this?
One guy, he's
garage?
like his arms dealing is what they're saying?
Well, so he sent pictures of a large block of composition B, as well as safety data sheets for different chemicals. But the U.S. military salvage facility from which Morris claimed to be sourcing the composition B had never cleared the material for sale.
Oh.
That's what the lawsuit claims. And that Morris had sold the powders to a different buyer. Morris did not immediately return PennLive's phone message left at Tripwire on Monday. However, the Gettysburg Times quoted Morris as saying that Hrobichek, is that how you say it? Hrobichek?
Sure.
I think is a fraud, and that Bizzell did not have the proper federal clearances to obtain military materials. Tripwire, Morris told the Times, is now out millions of dollars after sourcing materials for a buyer that is not actually licensed to take delivery of them. This whole thing is all about a personal attack on me, he told the Times. To that point, Bizzell's suit also contains a number of salacious allegations about Morris for which no supporting legal exhibits were provided. So Hrobichek claims that Morris used Tripwire South's assets, including money received from Bizzell, for the undelivered goods to fund other business ventures and shield them from creditors. So that's what he's being accused of.
Shortly go down a little bit. Okay.
Yep. Shortly after the disputed transaction, Hrobichek knows several helicopters were purchased by Tripwire Aviation, a recently formed company run by Morris and fellow Gettysburg School Board member Michael Dickerson, who have promoted their services in local media. Additionally, the board president, Kenny Hassinger, is also listed as an employee of Tripwire South. Without providing supporting documents in the court filing, Hrobichek also asserts that upon information and belief that Morris used money from Bizzell to fund his wedding in Ireland and opulent personal lifestyle, including purchasing Rolex watches.
How do people have the nerve to do this stuff?
Crazy.
Morris had previously run Tripwire South through a separate operating company. According to the suit, this company declared bankruptcy while holding several unfilled military contracts, including one to the nation of Qatar. The company had also been used by Morris to cover his personal expenditures. Court documents substantiate part of this narrative. Morris filed for personal bankruptcy last year, according to court records indicating...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we actually have audio of that.
I declare bankruptcy!
Go ahead, sorry.
Indicating his only ownership stake was in Tripwire Operations Group and not listing Tripwire South or Tripwire Aviation. Tripwire Operations Group itself had filed for bankruptcy in 2022 and lists multiple creditors, including $339,000 and change claimed by the Embassy of Qatar, according to bankruptcy records, as well as two outstanding loans, $350,000, $89,000 from Federal Small Business Administration, along with other debts. The company's 90-day expenditure disclosure listed a large number of unspecified wire transfers and credit card payments. Hrobichek and Bizzell are seeking a breach of contract judgment and associated damages. The case was assigned to Judge Kelly Neary. Good luck to Judge Kelly Neary.
Yeah, that sounds insane. Like this is like Oliver North all over again.
First of all, this is happening in South Central Pennsylvania.
This is,
and they're selling to the nation of Qatar.
What is going on?
Why would they name a nation after an instrument?
Okay.
No, that is a crazy story, and it's all interwoven.
It is, and there's
you got international intrigue.
Board members, interestingly enough, are implicated. All of them.
That would explain why the grades are going down.
Is there? Now I have nothing to base this off of, but except I think I heard it somewhere one time. If you are on a school board, you're not supposed to be affiliated outside, right?
What?
Like,
well, you're not getting paid to be on the school board.
I know, but like, you're not supposed to be like, you can't work with somebody else who's also on the school.
Well, you'd have to,
right?
Well, because you run for it, right?
So I don't know if you can't work with someone else who is also on the board.
You can't hire them as a sham employee and defraud
right. Like
people.
You'd have to when they vote on right.
Very valid.
No.
When they're voting on whether or not they're going to hire someone or something, you're supposed to recuse yourself from the vote.
Yeah.
So that way it doesn't look like you don't vote either way. You're not going to vote against them just to look honest. You just recuse yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They don't all do that, but like
I just thought that was weird that like it was suddenly this guy from the school board and then that guy from the school board and then this guy.
Well, I'll tell you something. I don't understand. Like, this is how stupid I am. I'm listening to that and I'm like, how the hell did they concoct this?
Yeah.
Like,
if people would just use their powers for good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if these people figured out, man, if I could just figure out how cancer works and how to kill it, I could probably make a lot more money than I could selling arms.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
I mean,
A lot of arms are carcinogenic. No. They can give you cancer.
That's true. You don't want to be too close to too many of these arms.
Oh.
You mean these? Boom, boom.
Oh.
Okay.
Those are guns.
Get it?
Guns,
You ever had rattlesnake?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to move on. No, that'd be great. That'd be great,
Bethany,
In
come
spring-
on. Bethany, come on. Come on. The camera's on you.
You almost
The
had
camera's on you right now.
In spring 2026, Gettysburg, this is specifically for Eric Houston, Gettysburg College will launch a new faculty-led semester program in Bonn.
Switzerland?
James Bond?
Is it Bonn? B-O-N-N? Germany?
Bonn, Germany.
No, that's actually pronounced Klick.
Oh, shut up. At the Academy for International Education, an initiative that reflects the college's commitment to global learning and cross-cultural academic exploration.
He's with his realtor.
Oh.
At the center of the first semester, of the program is German studies professor Henning. Well, see, here's the thing. It's W-R-A-G-E.
W-R-A-G-E.
Rage.
But is it?
Or Raj.
Did you say both?
Is it
Vrog? Vrog.
What's German?
Vraga.
What's the first name?
It's German.
Gustav.
Henning.
Rage.
But is it German? So it's V.
Vrog. I don't know.
Who will serve as the program's inaugural residential director and teach an innovative course entitled, ready for this?
I know what it is.
What?
I have news footage of it here.
Everything's wrong. The stress of my modern office has caused me to go into a depression.
It's a long title, but that's the title.
Well, the title of it is actually very long.
Oh.
Machines, Monsters, and Moonscapes, Nature and Culture from Germany and the United States.
Wait, read it again. Machines,
Monsters, and Moonscapes, Nature and Culture from Germany and the United States.
Okay.
The program is hosted in partnership with the Academy for International Education, who does this at other universities as well. But the class, you can do online courses and stuff like that, but they'll actually take you over there. So you can study from Germany now, Eric Houston.
Oh, there you go.
And Elizabeth.
Elizabeth and Eric can go over there.
Elizabeth is too busy going to Rome.
She's going to Rome.
Students enrolled in the program will take 4 courses: a German language class,
Raga, right,
semester, and 2 additional electives selected from a broad range of offerings.
This is just an education guess.
Courses span fields such as music, architecture, international business, and STEM.
All right.
So that's now available at Gettysburg College if that's something that interests you.
Well, there you go, everybody.
I think
now
it's
you can
exciting.
go to, you know what else is over
Students
at Gettysburg College is a new course that they're giving.
There's a swamp dragon.
By Cameron Mallow.
Students will visit key spots in Germany and the Netherlands. I want to go, but nobody's offering to take me.
I'm sure for the right price they will.
Yeah. If you pay them the right price,
I want to
they'll
go
take you
for
there.
free.
Well, that's not happening.
Yeah. Keeping with Gettysburg College, their bookstore.
Let's have a spelling contest.
Their bookstore is ending textbook sales amid an operational theft. Can you believe it?
What?
Gettysburg College is overhauling its bookstore operations.
With
so
who?
the campus bookstore, previously managed by Barnes & Noble, will transition to a new partnership with University Gear Shop, or UGS, shifting its focus away from textbooks and school supplies, those things that you might want to find in a
zero money
college.
on that, though.
Yeah.
I used to work at a college bookstore. They make zero money on it.
Focus away from textbooks and school supplies toward branded merchandise and apparel.
Of course.
Is it in Clarion? As
part of the change, textbook sales will no longer take place in store. Instead, students will purchase or rent course materials through eCampus, the college's new course content provider. with shipping available to either their home address or campus mailbox.
Mm-hmm. It's when I worked at the bookstore at York College, watching the book sales year after year just go tank. And no matter what we did.
But why?
Because they would find them online for cheaper. And then that would cause like this vicious circle. So you would buy the book.
Maybe colleges should just stop bilking the students and actually just provide an education. How about that?
I don't understand why a book has to cost $500. I think that's my problem. So
that is a problem.
So the transition also affects staffing, of course. So all current bookstore employees are being laid off, though they do have an option to apply for positions with UGS or remain with Barnes & Noble at another location. There isn't one around here except Camp Hill.
Camp Hill.
York has one.
I'm surprised they still have Barnes & Noble.
They have. There's Camp Hill. I think that's it.
B. Dalton Books.
They're different. Well, they were different types of locations. So if you had a bookstore version of Barnes & Noble, it was different than working at the store. So I don't know if they cross-contaminate.
Well, I don't know, but I would hope that they would allow them to stay with whatever Barnes & Noble branded business. So in addition, blah, blah, blah. While a limited selection of basic items like notebooks and pens will remain, most supplies, electronics, and books are being removed. The bookstore will close from May 19th to the 27th. During the transition, when it reopens, it will operate as a retail-focused space, emphasizing a wider range of merchandise at varied price points. All high, but varied, in response to past student concerns about affordability. I don't know.
I'm just telling you, like, it's an insane world. It is a cutthroat world, is what it is. Textbook sales. It's quite fascinating. There are conventions for textbook sales.
Interesting. Do you have another story?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one I'm going to read it, Court, but you have to have Cindy's face on the camera.
Why?
Because it's about the DG stuff.
Oh, no. I'm going to sit straight faced.
Dollar General.
It gets me every time.
Gettysburg tourism spending sets record. Visitors spent nearly $800 million in Adams County in 2023, according to a recent report.
2023, first of all.
I know,
anyway, continue.
According to a recent report by the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. In 2023, the most recent data year, visitors spent...
And how is that the most recent data year?
I don't know, honey. I'm just reading what the thing says. Spent $786 million in the county, an increase of over $50 million over 2022, and a record, according to Destination Gettysburg. Of the $786 million spent by visitors in Adams County in 2023, $203 million was spent on recreation, $196.7 million on transportation. That is insane. $166.1 million on dining, $128.3 million on retail, and $91.9 million on lodging. That's not right. That can't be right, according to the report. Across the state,
could be right,
but lower than everything else.
Yeah, they're here for the day.
Also, though, what?
He said, "Got her."
Got her what? Also, though, dumb. what was the first sentence in that whole article?
In the entire thing?
Yes.
Visitors spent nearly $800 million in Adams County in 2023, according to a recent report by the Pennsylvania Department of Economic and
Here's what I want to know.
Development.
Who's considered a visitor? And how do we differentiate from just,
me
going down and buying a pop from, look at...
that was just a little when in Rome.
I was trying to be kind. Instead of saying soda, I said pop. So, how do we differentiate? Oh, they didn't say?
It's the niacin.
Yeah. And that's
they didn't say. And also, they're comparing 50 million above 2022. Guess what? we were still rebounding from the COVID years. That is, of course, it better be higher.
Yeah.
It better be higher.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, it should be a record year because if it's a record year, I guess that means the prices keep going up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just because they're spending doesn't mean they have more in their pockets to spend. It just means they have to spend it if they're here. Anyway, I rest my case.
Wow, that is some case.
That was definitely not neutral.
That was not
Across the state, visitors spent $47.9 billion in 2023, according to the report. Pennsylvania's tourism economy also supported 507,594 jobs and generated $4.8 billion in state and local taxes. She is right though about the how do you determine, because
if they are differentiating, I want to know how. So that's fine if they're, but seriously, somebody like, are you saying that you're subtracting everything that was spent by somebody who has Gettysburg as their address on their credit card? I don't think so.
Well, I'm just saying,
I don't think
if they base this off of, if they don't do that, then I am probably $100 million responsible for the dining. I'm just saying, it takes a lot to look like this. You know how many hamburgers I had to sacrifice myself to eat to look like this? It was a lot.
That's terrible.
A lot.
That's a lot.
This song is named Deliciosa.
No, it's not.
It is. All right.
Now I only have events.
Well, so this kind of leads into events. Electric map still connected. I was just thrilled that it actually, that we were...
Get off me.
Actually, okay. I was just thrilled that they did an article about this. The Gettysburg Electric Map, a once beloved attraction that brought the pivotal Civil War battle to life with light and narration, is glowing again, this time in Hanover. Now, it's been glowing. We went to see it when it was glowing. But the first electric map debuted in the late 1930s. Yes. It was later expanded into a massive 27 by 27 foot version that captivated millions of visitors at the former Gettysburg Visitor Center. The map visually traces the three-day clash that helped to shape American history through a system of colored lights representing Union and Confederate forces. Roadways and key sites are also marked by bulbs synchronized to a 30-minute narrated timeline of the battle. After falling out of use and interest, the map faced an uncertain fate when the National Park Service retired it in 2012. But the map has been restored and relocated thanks to Scott Rowland, who purchased the dismantled map at auction and brought it to Hanover, approximately 14 miles east of Gettysburg. Restoration efforts involved reassembling the complex wiring over 7 miles over 7 miles of complex wiring and reconnecting 4,000 links to more than 300 bulbs. According to a Facebook post for the Gettysburg Electric Map in Hanover, a show is scheduled for 9 a.m. on April 26th, and anyone is welcome to attend. The show lasts about an hour, costs $10 per person, and it's at 22 Carlisle Street, but it does note there is a flight of steps. We know that must be climbed to reach the map's location. But so I would keep an eye out for further of those because it is definitely worth seeing at some point.
It was very cool. And you don't have any memory of it because you never saw it before that day. And you enjoyed it, right?
I did.
And Mark puts on a great, Mark Charisse puts on a great, not your husband, Mark. Mark Charisse puts on a great magic show. If you ask him.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
He does. You just have to ask him at the end of the show.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Now you see me. Now you don't.
I was just excited that they published an article about it because I thought it was cool and I think it's about time.
Well, look, it is about time because people, I had brought this idea up with the people in those drives that I do, and I was like, should I arrange a tour of that or a showing of that for us? Would you go? And people are like, yeah. So maybe I'll do that for the fall or something. Cool. Yeah,
I'll go.
Great.
I only have events.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I only have one event.
What?
because I knew we were going to talk about the get out of the car in here, and I knew you were going to talk about the stuff at the Who's a What. And
wow, that's something.
Yeah.
That is something amazing.
All right, so
Good
I'm going to read this exactly as it is written.
Events by Bethany.
Exactly as it's written, because it's very cute. I think it's cute. It makes me happy. Okay. I'm going to reach across this table in about 2.2 seconds. Spring Carlisle, presented by Hemmings, will be held from April 23rd through 27th at 2025 and is a must visit for automotive enthusiasts.
Oh my.
Exclamation point. Known as one of the world's largest automotive flea markets, the event fills the Carlisle Fairgrounds with
autos,
8,100 vendor spaces.
Wow.
Jesus.
It is
offering a wide range of automotive parts, collectibles, accessories, memorabilia, and classic and collectible cars for sale in the car corral. In addition, the manufacturer's Midway adds another layer of excitement. Showcasing the latest and greatest products and services in the automotive world.
Amazing.
It is across the street at the Carlisle Expo Center. The Spring Carlisle Collector Car Auction, my gosh, that's a lot. The Spring Carlisle Collector Car Auction.
Try it again.
Runs from April 24th through the 25th. This auction, held alongside Spring Carlisle, offers enthusiasts a chance to buy and admire classic cars.
Whoa.
So this is this weekend.
And the Model A restorers are at All Star in June. I forget when, but we'll talk about that later. But that's also
part of this.
Well not part of it, but the restored cars. Yeah.
What court?
The cars part.
He's just talking over.
It's part of the cars part. It's part of the cars part.
Cars.
The soft underbelly of the car is made of cheese.
So first and foremost,
my soft white underbelly is my soft white underbelly.
That is happening this weekend is the Get Out of the Car tour. So that is the most important thing. 10 a.m. to noon. Look online and read.
It really is. It really is true, and this is scientifically proven that it is the most important thing going on this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That if you're in town and you think you're in town for something else, you're mistaken. And you should actually just come to the Get Out of the Car tour. It's free. It's one of a few that are free this year. And it's in Gettysburg. It's one of two that are in Gettysburg.
And Louis Trott.
And the great Louis Trott is going to be.
He was so excited when I talked to him.
I know. And, well, I mean, how could he not be? He gets to spend the morning with me. Actually, the whole day. He's also the guest on the show that night at the seminary.
Exhausted.
He's going to be exhausted.
Yes.
Yes, he's going to be exhausted.
We all will.
Yeah, I'll be doing jumping jacks till 1 a.m, but he's going to be exhausted. Oh.
Do you want to get down off that cross that you're on?
Oh. Into thy hands I commend my spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Sheesh.
So if you
He's going to be exhausted, Bethany. Yeah, him. Not me. Not me. I haven't been agonizing over this for months. Oh, yeah, no. It's just poor Louis. He gets to go home and take a shower. You know what I get to do? I get to go home and I get to worry. Do I have everything? Do I have my memory cards? Do I have all the cables I need? Do I? What if? And then the dog. Oh, the dog's going to need to go pee. Oh, I got to take her out and go pee with the dog. And the neighbors are going to be like, why are you always peeing on the lawn with the dog? And I go, what? Oh, sorry. It's like when you run a faucet, it makes you have to. But come out to the tour on...
So if you're not one of the lucky ticket holders for the Saturday night show...
Shindig.
Yeah. With Louis Trott.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you can get up and dance at the Barn Resort.
Get up and dance.
Yeah.
And
most fun you could possibly have on Saturday night after... join us for the fabulous musical talent of the 80s Club. Has anybody heard the 80s Club besides me?
Unbelievable.
Anybody?
No.
Unbelievable band. You would think, if you closed your eyes, you would think, is that Depeche Mode I'm hearing? Okay. Another minute. Is that Simply Red that I'm hearing? Okay. And then another minute, you're like, holy crap. Did I just hear Kajagoogoo?
Can you pull any more obscure bands out of your
So
hat there?
they are fantastic.
Is that Don Henley?
If you're a fan of 80s music, they are definitely worth seeing.
They were at Gettysburg Rocks.
They were at Gettysburg Rocks. They had a huge crowd for them. They were very, very good. I'm not usually one to go out and like see local music and all of that kind of stuff, but they're worth it. But anyway, it's a totally 80s prom dance party. That's right, 21 plus. It is 7 to 10
wear a prom
p.m.
dress?
Yes, because they are going to be doing a prom king and queen. What?
Whoa.
What? There's going to be 80s themed food and drinks, giveaways, party favors, of course, the prom king and queen. $15 in advance, $20 at the door. You can call the Barn Restaurant to reserve your tickets in advance at 717-334-7580. Or you can just show up at the door for $20 and it'll be something cool for you to do and a great band for you to see.
Amazing.
Now, you don't have anything else?
No.
Tomorrow is, not tomorrow, it's not Friday. Saturday is opening day at the farmer's market. So
I saw Reza the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And he did not recognize me at all.
No, he wouldn't. He's too popular to remember people.
I was like, it was nice having you on the show. And he's like,
what are you talking about?
Yep, he had no idea what I'm talking about. It's okay.
So it starts at 8 a.m., which is the perfect place to stop right before you go to the Get on the Car.
Get on the car.
Oh, that's a whole
I like that. That's fun.
Get on the car.
The Get on the Car tour.
Get out of the car tour. And it is, of course, at the Gettysburg Rec Park, 545 Long Lane in Gettysburg. And it's every week now. From 8 to 1 on Saturdays. So that's super exciting.
That's another good sign is when the farmer's market is up and about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the musical guest?
Dua Lipa.
Oh, all right.
And to...
Big.
So... Big. The other thing I'm just going to mention for... Donald, right? Is his name Donald?
Don.
Henley.
Don. Dingle. Don Dingle. Talking about the
Festival of Races. So the 2025
all
Gettysburg
the races come together.
Festival of Races is this Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. What are you doing?
I know. What are you doing back there?
What are you doing?
I just hear weird noises.
Well,
so the 15th anniversary of the Gettysburg Festival of Races will once again include a trio of distances, 5K, half marathon, and full marathon, all on one historic race weekend. The half and full marathon courses wind through beautiful... wind through beautiful
wind.
It's spelled like wind.
Could you wind my watch for me, please?
Through beautiful. This is the
Matt,
problem.
the grandfather
with the
clock in the hall needs to be winded.
I thought you weren't going to interrupt.
I wasn't. That was vamping on a thingamabob.
Wooded backcountry roads past fields and farms and crosses the historic Mason-Dixon line into Maryland and back. Packet Pickup and Health and Fitness Expo will be on Saturday, April 26th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., followed by a pasta dinner from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tickets must be purchased to attend. Half marathon and full marathon on Sunday, April 27th at 8 a.m. and 5K is at 8:15. That's the 15th annual. So good for them.
I would go if they let me participate by riding in the ambulance. What?
You could go cheer them on.
I'm sure you'll be riding in the ambulance anyway.
I know. Yeah. Might as well just do it from the start.
You just start you off in the ambulance.
And that's all the events. But I just want to say that, sometimes I think that people need to, be more aware of that maybe they're not always 100% right when they post things or comment on Facebook. I think that's important.
I think it's important to just get rid of Facebook, everybody.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
I don't know how to use it very well.
Well, you're perfect then. You ain't going. Well, no, only because you're.
You told me I was perfect
because you don't bother with the Book of Faces. It's a cesspool. All those are terrible. Instagram's the only one that's not terrible.
He only says that because that's the one he likes.
Can we just put? I need a new sticker that says Matt said Bethany is perfect. April 24th.
This is like Michael Scott's headline.
at 8:01 p.m.
Oh God, I have to find that. I forget what it was.
Some companies still know how business is done.
Yeah, that's it. Don Dingle says that he likes your analysis of, I guess it was that situation there that you analyzed with the destination
really.
Gettysburg, I guess. He says that was a very insightful analysis by Cindy. Very nice job.
Yeah. Well.
And then talking about the glow at the map, somebody says, Marie says, was it a romantic glow? I guess. I'm assuming. I'm just trying to make sense of all this here. Ghost of Sickles Leg wants to quibble with you. Depeche Mode is not obscure.
I agree.
Okay.
I wasn't talking about.
Was that you that said that?
Talking
Sorry.
about Simply Red.
Simply Red is not obscure.
Yeah, it is.
Holding back the years. Da, da, da. Do the fart hands with me there, Court. No, do the da 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 part. Okay.
I don't think he knows the song.
I don't even know what you're.
You don't know Simply Red?
No, because they're a little obscure.
They're a little obscure.
They're not obscure.
The only I know them is from a.
They're not obscure. You wait, Courtney. You don't know Simply Red?
He doesn't.
Family Guy.
Nope, he doesn't.
What do you know them from the Family Guy?
Remember they did the spoof on Star Wars, and they're in the Red 5 doing this when they're going to kill the Death Star, and he goes, Simply Red checking in. It was funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, you don't know you don't know Simply Red, Court?
Is it like a wine?
All right, you're just being an ass.
No, I don't know. I don't know Simply Red.
You don't know Simply Red. Holding Back the Years, they did a cover of If You Don't Know Me By Now, If You Don't Know Me.
I don't know if I heard a remake.
Never,
maybe all I've heard is the remake.
You've only heard the remake.
Interesting.
All the things that we've been through. That's exactly how he sounds. I sound just like him when I sing.
No, you don't.
Simply Red.
No.
His full name is Simpleton Redman, but he shortened it in college to Simply Red.
Simpleton.
See, Gene Hutchinson said Simply Red is not obscure. I mean, yeah. Ghost says Bethany, Simply Red is great. I'll keep holding on, which is what I was singing. Holding Back the Years. You would know it. I'll keep holding on.
Okay, you know that song.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
No.
Then you're too young.
Well, when were they popular?
Maybe the problem. Well, they're an 80s band.
Oh, so I was born in 1986.
Listen, I was born in 81.
That's been on for forever. That song has been playing forever.
Not like I was
when
a teenager.
When it became the 90s, I was only 4.
Well, Simply Red had a little career slump in the 90s, but he's had a long career ever since.
Simply Red.
When you turn in 40.
Simpleton Red.
When you turn in 40.
Next year.
Got her.
It's coming for you.
It is coming for me. And here's the one thing that's really interesting.
The back pain.
I don't normally tell people.
The knee pain.
That you're going to be 40 soon?
Well, about the big mile
gastric
birthdays.
Disturbances.
Because I try
You just
to
ignore them?
Well, because.
Stains in your underwear.
Oh, boy.
Cracked plastic underwear.
I think that we've overstayed our welcome.
Listen, I got to tell you something. It was nice to get that rest. Thank you to that commenter who told me to stop interrupting. I took a little break on this show, and it was nice to kind of just, I didn't do much interrupt. I didn't even comment on many of the stories. I just said, all right, we'll move along. I don't know why you watch a show where the host annoys you, but whatever. I don't know why you do that.
I don't know if it was.
I'm just teasing. I'm just busting balls. I
don't
want to
know.
see if they'll comment again.
They're probably in there going, I feel really bad.
Well, you know what? Maybe good, because I work hard at this. Maybe good. Holding back the years.
Everybody is commenting. You guys are so young.
Right. You guys are so young.
They are so young. I graduated before Bethany was born. I'm old enough to be Matt's mom.
Is it Matt's mom? Oh, no.
No, that would have been funny. Marie
89.
says that she was 15 when Simply Red was.
So when is Mama Calorie going to come on the show?
I talked to her the other day, and I said, you got to come down. You got to see the house. You got to do all this stuff. Bethany wants to meet you. She goes, "Oh, I love Bethany. I want to meet her." She really does. She loves you.
I think she's great.
She thinks you're great on the show. So there you go. Kevin Tracy says, "I graduated high school in 1986, and he's right here today in the Peanut Gallery." Kevin Tracy, hello, welcome. You are here. You are a member of our book club, right?
Yes.
And you're also a member of. Are you in the film club too?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. And how's book club and film club going this year?
They're going good. This book, I don't know. I'm struggling through this book.
What book are you reading?
Not keeping up.
What book is it?
Longstreet.
The General Who Defied the South
There
by
you go.
Elizabeth Barrett.
What?
Longstreet something.
The General that Defied the South.
Yep, Longstreet, the General that Defied the South by Elizabeth Barrett.
He defiled the South. God.
No, that's the William
Damn it, man. Can't you hear? He defiled the South. Oh, shit. All right. So that was the new one, right? That came out a couple years ago?
Yes.
Yes. Read it. I own it.
Court. Act like you know.
No idea. No clue.
Well, pardon me. Well, good. Okay, good. So but at least you're sticking with it, right? And the film club. What was in the film club recently? You're doing like really good series.
Gettysburg. What's coming up?
Coming up is Downfall, so something cheery.
Oh, Downfall is a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Very
it doesn't
light.
sound good.
It's. I mean, it's very light, as Court says. It's very light.
Hilarious.
It's a light read. Well, you've seen these like meme videos where something happens in the news, and all of a sudden you see these Hitler yelling, like Hitler getting angry, and he's yelling about things, and they change the subtitles to fit whatever the news story is. That comes from the movie Downfall. It's all in German. And it's the end of the war.
Seen that movie.
It's a great movie, but you got to sit there and read the whole time.
Yeah.
I do that anyway.
Huh?
I do that anyway.
Well, so do I, because I'm deaf.
Well, it's not because I'm deaf. I don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
Something in my brain.
Because there's a lot of people that do it. You
have a great brain.
I read an article to it.
Thanks.
I read an article about it.
That was so nice.
I read an article about it. And it has to do with the way they mix the audio in these things. Nobody can freaking hear it.
Yeah.
And you have to turn it all the way up to hear the dialogue. And then music or sound effects come in, and it's astronomically loud because they're not made for these crappy little speakers that we have on the TVs. They're made for theaters, which is stupid because nobody goes to theaters anymore, but that's what they do. And so we have to read.
Even on TV shows, like we have subtitles on, and
because
I read them.
Because the speakers on these
read them.
These TVs are as thin as a book. Like the speakers aren't very good.
Subtitles on your TV
sometimes, yeah.
Everybody
but is it
does.
because you can't hear, or is it because
it's actually because I can't? Like, if anybody is speaking in an accent, I really struggle.
So
with
we
that.
watch a British show or something, or Australian, especially those Australians. Those heavy accents. It's
I don't know.
horrendous.
For me,
so we have to have them
usually
on.
hear. I think because the words are there, I just read it like a book. It's my weird brain.
I also think that the average person today is just inundated with so much information coming at them in their brains that it's hard to just focus and keep track. And you kind of listen to let your mind go, but you also kind of aren't paying attention, and it just kind of sinks in when you could look up and read it, I guess.
Yeah. The number of shows anymore that I'm just watching so I can have a distraction while I'm doing something else is
I don't
really
think I
high.
actually watched many things that we've sat and watched.
No.
In a long time.
They're hard to watch.
Yeah.
Except Love on the Spectrum.
I actually watched something the other day that I've only listened to for a long time. I was watching NCIS, and then something happened, and I happened to look up at this one point, and I was like, who's that guy? I recognize his voice.
Mark Harmon.
But I never actually looked up to see who it was on the screen. It was like a side part character that showed up a couple times. But he worked down in like the IT department or something.
Fascinating.
Shut.
Gene Hutchinson says, speaking of Australians, where's Grant? Well,
I don't know.
Grant, I don't know. And then there could, hopefully not, but maybe there's something legitimately amiss, or would it be awry? I think awry. Awry. There might be something genuinely awry. I messaged him the other day and I said, so are you coming this weekend or not? Because I need to prepare for your arrival. There's things I want to do. And he goes, "Nor, mate. I have to, I got to take care of something and take a break from the shore for a while." And now that could have been him making fun of me saying that exact same thing all winter long, or it could have been a legitimate thing. Something happened and he had to take a break. I don't know.
Well,
Yono say.
Yeah.
What?
I hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay too. We clearly he hasn't been in the chat and his absence is missed. He hasn't called in, and I was expecting. I'll be totally honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I was expecting a ring at the doorbell,
or at the doorbell,
The doorbell also has been quite finicky.
Well, the doorbell also doesn't work all the time, but
he's been standing out there this whole time.
Hope it's not raining. But also, I think it's important to mention that
somebody go check. Hurry up.
I think it's also important to mention that when I responded with the faceplant thing, because I thought he was kind of joking and I wasn't sure, and I don't want to be played the fool by Grant. So I said, well, if you make it, here's the address and here's the code to get in. There is no code to get in. So I think it would be funny with him. Maybe for the last hour and a half, he's been looking around the building for a keypad, but there's no keypad. What?
He's at Chubby's.
He's at Chubby's as well.
It's like, where is this bloody place? I want to throw another shrimp on the barbie.
He's from Liverpool?
I can't do it.
I'm very confused.
Foster's Lager.
Well, it's time for dinner.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Well, listen, if Grant is listening, I hope everything is okay with you, Grant.
Me too.
And I hope you are stateside and maybe you're just delayed. Perhaps, I don't know, you got kidnapped or something, maybe?
Deported.
I hope you
maybe
got
you got deported. Maybe you landed and they said...
Fingers crossed.
Oh, God. He's in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We're coming, Grant.
Free Grant.
Maybe you landed and you got to the wrong airport and just was the wrong time.
It was Harrisburg.
And there you saw there you were greeted by a guard who said, "Not you, turn around. Get him on the plane, get him out of here." Australians, wow. And you got kicked out. So that's what I'm thinking. I just hope you're okay, Granley.
Yeah.
I hope everything's okay. You seem to be upset. I could tell by the way you typed.
Yeah.
Just your typewriting looked a little sloppier than normal, which means that you're upset.
We love you.
We love you anyway. We hope we're going to see. We were looking forward to it, and now you've ruined it. But I'm going to just have the video rolling on my phone when we walk out, just in case he's out there, just waiting for us.
Like a
maybe I hope against hope.
Australian mugger.
Like an Australian mugger. Right. Good day. Give me all your money. Bitch.
That's not that accent at all.
No, whatever. Hi ho. Give me all your money. I can't do it.
Okay.
You know what else I can't do?
Also from the cast
wait another minute before
My Fair
eating.
Lady.
So I'm going to what was that about My Fair Lady?
You sound like you're from the cast of My Fair Lady.
Yes. Joe, a deer, a female deer.
Wrong. Musical.
Oh. I've grown accustomed to her face. She almost makes the day begin.
Oh.
I've grown accustomed to the tune. She whistles night and noon. Her smiles, her frowns, her ups or downs. While they're second nature to me now. Right? That's that one. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
like breathing out and breathing in, Courtney. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go. And we'll see you guys on Saturday. It's going to be a wonderful day. There's like 4 people listening. We're going to have a wonderful time. We'll see you on Saturday. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week. Maybe? Yes.
AG Today is produced by Matt Callery, Bethany Yingling, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Courtney Micker and sometimes someone else. Guest bookings by Cindy Compton. Guests of AG Today stay wherever the hell they can. We don't have that kind of budget, but maybe someday if you become a patron at www.patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. To be a guest on the show, send an email to cindy@addressinggettysburg.com. I'm Testicles Maximus, the voice of AG Today. Thanks for listening.
She's a force.
This concludes our broadcast day.